Hey, Cygnus, how's it going? Um, just waiting for MDD to start. What we can do.
All right, one
Yeah,
second.
they're yeah they're still getting stuff together.
Go.
You know,
All
I
right,
can
just
be
clipping out
like,
your head there.
I'm sorry, man. If you're over 20 and you're wearing a faux hawk, you're a douchebag. Seriously, you might as well go out and buy a fucking red convertible. Adults with faux hawks, men wearing pinky rings, just just shit you don't do. Backwards hats. If you're over 20 and you wear a backwards hat, fuck you. You can you can kiss my ass. Fuck. And from the words of Tom Segura, if you wear a cowboy hat, you shouldn't ever be allowed to drive a car or ride a bus or fly an airplane. You should have to ride a horse everywhere. And I got a beef. Filament spools, when they wind them on at the factory, they stick them on a machine that grabs it and then spins it, right? When it comes out of the machine, and they reel these things up as they are being extruded. That's the way all factories work. They don't extrude a bunch of filament and then wind each individual spool. They wind it as it happens. Um, but what they do is they anchor it. You can see this hole, or can you? I don't know. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's a hole. They stick the filament in the hole, and then they start it up, make sure it grabs, and then the machine takes over and it detects how when it has enough on it. The problem is when you get down to the end of the spool, it sometimes doesn't want to let go. It sometimes gets crimped and it wants to grab it and doesn't want to let it go. So if you're doing a print and the filament stops, but it doesn't it's still there, so it doesn't trip the filament sensor, right? Filament sensor is normally closed. When the filament runs past it, runs out, it's allowed to open, and it says, "Hey, you're out of filament. Change your filament." I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause the print. Do what you got to do. But if you just hold the filament sensor's going to think it still has filament, which it does, but it's just not getting to the nozzle. So it just ends the print. Just prints nothing, ruining the print. So what I want to do, I want to print a. I've got the files to print a filament spooler. It's a spool winder. You put the spool in that you're wanting to wind off on the bottom. You put the new spool at the top or something like that. Maybe the empty spool goes in the bottom. The full spool goes at the top. You start. I basically use masking tape. I mean, that's what I do. Just put a little piece of masking tape, like blue tape, tape it to the whole surface, and then just on the end, anchor it with that little bit of masking tape. When it comes off, it's not going to pull off the plate or off the spool. It's going to just pull the filament free and then wind it on. So because like at the end of a spool, that's the only time I have to worry. Because it just comes off. It's only at the end where I have to worry. So if I still have filament on it at the end of a print, I'm cool. And I just found this out, and I might just have to start buying my filament like this. I got to looking at this spool, and I'm like, it's got a lot of weird things going on with it. It comes apart, just snaps together. It's designed that way. And what it's designed for is you can actually buy filament without the spool. It's zip tied at 3 points that align with the 3 holes. It's hard to do this backwards. So you open up your spool, you take the plastic off of it, you put the whole thing over this, you line up the zip ties with the holes. You put the cover on it, you clip the zip ties, you take the loose end and you anchor it first. Then you clip the zip ties, pull those out, and you got a spool that's tidy, it's tangle free, and it won't grab at the end. So I think that's if I can find it, that's what I want to buy. But apart from that, sometimes you can catch it. Sometimes on a plastic roll, you'll see the end and you can clip that off. You'll see it peeking out. And you can just clip it off and sort of push it with a screwdriver or whatever. But yeah. So I have wanted a spool winder for a while because when you get down to like this much filament at the end of 20 rolls, it'd be nice to use all that, without having to change each one each time one runs out. They sell a filament splicer. It's a heat joiner. It's it's the best method I've seen so far. But it costs like $35. It's not that expensive. And it lets you join 2 rolls of filament together to change colors if you want, or just join the next color to it. So if you're working on a big print and you're around the end of your print, you can pause it, join the next roll to it, to the end of the spool that you're using now, and keep going. That's nice. And it only takes just a few minutes, so it's not that long of a pause. Or if you have a whole bunch of loose filament, which I do, you can just join them all together and make one big roll. Make a color changing roll, So that's those are the next things on the list. So I think they're ready. I think we're starting. I'll keep it muted till they go. Oh, it's not too loud. That's cool. But yeah, I'm printing my braces, and this one and the other end brace will be it. I'm only printing one at a time because I'm not sure how much filament I have left on that spool. So I want to wait, and I didn't want to run out of, because I don't have the same color. So instead of having both of them two color, if I print one at a time, I know I've got enough to print one of these, and then I'll probably have to change over. But anyway.
Welcome to Modern Day Debate. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We have
And we are live. This is not delayed any.
Flat Earth versus Globe. And to get us started out, we got FLATZOID on the floor. So thank you so much for coming back to Modern Day Debate. We appreciate you being here, and the floor is all yours.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Glad you can make it. Thank you, Craig, for coming, and Modern Day Debates for setting this up. I do have a presentation that I would like to share. It should be showing now. Awesome. Before we do start, I would like to just ask Craig if we are able to keep tonight based on something we can observe and is able to validate or invalidate in reality. So I think you would agree with that, because Craig says he loves science and observations. So let's keep it to that. So we'll start. How do we know Earth is a stationary
The fuck was that about?
enclosed plane? Obviously, tonight I'm just going to be concentrated on one of these aspects, but I think it's going to be an interesting development. So what we do is we look out at our reality and we observe.
Oh.
We take these observations and look logically at what it shows. And then we test this logic. So based on the first observation, we have to take physics and we have to understand that when water is at rest, it finds level. Now, the issue is, what is level? I see Craig already like, level. Yeah, because this is the globe's death. Let's look what level is. It's a horizontal condition. It is especially equilibrium of a fluid marked by a horizontal surface or even altitude. This means water seeks its own level. The key word there is horizontal surface. So when it seeks
that actually seeks equipotential
level, it means it's horizontal. And this is one that I want to harbor on a lot tonight. A line of surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines that it meets, and hence would everywhere coincide with the surface of still water, the plane of the horizon, or a line in it. So it's to say to make a line or surface horizontal, to make flat or level. Now let's move on to what this means for the globe or the flat Earth. If we say the
Hey, Karen B.
perpendicular meets all plumb lines, looking at the globe model on the left, that spheroid, and looking at the flat Earth model, those plumb lines, would they all coincide perpendicular with each other? The logical deduction based on this is no. Let's see what a perpendicular is. It's an angle of 90 degrees to a given line, plane, or surface, or to the ground. So it's a right angle at a 90-degree angle square. So a straight line is an angle of 90 degrees given to a line, a plane, or surface.
Right, yeah.
That's what that is. That's what it shows, a 90-degree angle. In case anybody doesn't know what that is, that's that red line and the blue line crossing, which is a 90-degree angle.
Right.
Let's see if it works on a sphere. There are no perpendicular plumbs on a spheroid.
Yeah, there are.
As you can see, all those plumbs do not meet with the same perpendicular. This means
yes, that's because the Earth's a sphere.
That level water will not work on a sphere. On the right, we do have a flat Earth, and you know what? All the plumb lines meet level, so therefore it takes away the argument that level water can curve. Now gets to the interesting point. People will try cherry pick one part in a definition, usually the Merriam-Webster, to try and say water curves. What would that part be? Having no part higher than the other, conforming to the curvature of the liquid parts of Earth's surface.
Yeah.
The issue they have here is they just ignored what we just read, part of the same definition.
No, you don't understand how to read definitions.
It was already laid out that the curved parts of liquid parts of the water is horizontal, therefore has no curve. So the curvature of the liquid parts of the water would be 0. And B,
See, he's been
parallel
educated
with the
on this
plane
shit.
of the horizon, which is horizontal.
He knows
then
he's
again,
lying.
No curve.
He's
no
been
spheroid.
educated.
That means level has no curve. Now we're going to look at the Dead Sea. Why would we look at the Dead Sea? Well, the Dead Sea is quite a large body of water, 605 square kilometers of it, of water at rest. It is separate from the rest of the ocean, so it...
And it has a 3,500 or about a 4,000 mile radius to it.
Is just at its rest point. What makes it so awesome is this means it's 605 square kilometers of level water. In other
Right, 4,000 mile radius.
words, no curve. What does the globe claim if there is supposed to be curve? Well, we will take it on 8 inches per mile squared because that is the best approximation up to 1,000 miles. Obviously, the Red Sea and so forth is not 1,000 miles, so it is well within that concession limit. If you don't want to agree with 8 inches per mile squared, then you are throwing away the geometry of your globe, and you can go and fight with people like, who was it?
Yes, he has a fucking mental problem, man. He has a mental disability.
A lot of globies, can't think of the guy's name, but anyway, he's
It's a fucking sickness.
a globe mathematician, and I can science that. He did a whole bunch of
Globe mathematician. Fuck you.
different equations and
globe
stuff, and it
mathematician.
seemed that 8 inches per mile squared came out as one of the most accurate for your globe geometry. Let's look at what Malta Business Earth Curve Calculator says with the coefficient of refraction. Now, we're just taking this as low as you can go because we don't have a target height. We're just trying to make it to show you how ridiculous your curve would have to be over the Dead Sea. As you can see, there would be hidden 23,790 meters. That's quite a big...
He almost said miles. He almost said miles. Did you hear it?
1,790 meters.
He said it. He almost said it.
That's quite a big hidden. Notice that the horizon would only be 4,890, so 4.8 kilometers away. Yet we can see much further than that based on any still body of water. So it was just to make a point. So the point of this is based on physics and observation, we observe no curve. Earth measurements
But what about measurements?
require horizontal plane. This is
No, they don't.
the second point I want to bring up. Let's look at the famous Eratosthenes radius calculation. Yes, calculation, not measurement. What did he do? Well, he made a few assumptions. Let's see. He assumes it's a globe. He assumes parallel
No, we knew it was a globe.
sun rays. He assumes a horizontal tangent. He assumes a diverging
I guess he did
zenith
assume.
plumbs. Now, we already debunked the zenith plumbs based on the definition of level and water physics. So, why do you need to assume a globe? Well, why do we need to claim that it's a sphere that has divergent rays? Let's actually take a look at that. That's a picture of the sun. Definitely not
Man, he is all over the place.
parallel. That seems divergent to anybody that sees it. This is usually based on a point light source, and the lights have to diverge outwards. Now, obviously, Craig is trying to say, oh, the sun's very far away, so it will appear parallel. Yet observation shows that it is not far away, and it is divergent rays. Let's see. So he assumes a horizontal tangent to a curved surface. First, you have to prove your sphere to be able to make this claim, and yet again, he can't because of level water showing
measured
that
it.
curve doesn't exist. So he has to make this point to show it doesn't exist. So assumes divergence in the plans. We already debunked that earlier. It
No, he didn't.
violates the definition of level and physics of water. Next, Planar surveying uses horizontals. Why is that? All horizontals are always parallel to one another to make their measurements. This is how they get slope and incline angle measurements, not curve measurements, incline and slope angle measurements based off a horizontal datum, which are always parallel to each other and to the Earth's surface. So next we move on to refraction
Yeah,
and diffraction
planar surveying.
can cause
Yes.
optical obstruction, which the globers usually claim is physical. This is from Skyfree's first observation, which we'll probably bring up later. This is
The looked like a curved floor, and what temperature inversion
on the left. You see before diffraction.
before the temperature inversion.
Refraction is introduced. The laser light is higher than the apparent horizon. After refraction, the laser light seems to have dropped below the apparent horizon, and the laser light is looking as if it's going over a curve. So therefore, it's not
Before refraction, you mean that was a vacuum? Was that a vacuum?
physical, it is optical. The next one from Skyfree again. As you can see, the buttons on the left, you see it perfectly. As soon as they open the door and refraction comes in, where is it?
When refraction comes in.
In other words, refraction causes the curve.
When refraction comes in, there's always refraction, dipshit.
Not refraction takes away the curve.
Wow.
This is an observation of one of my first videos on my channel. As you can see, zoomed out, this is based on diffraction causes bottom-up obstruction. I'll be showing a few observations of that tonight as well, where from far away,
No, diffraction doesn't cause bottom-up obstruction, dude.
you cannot see the boat at all. As soon as you start zooming in, you are able to see the boat. It gets more clearly from top to bottom. And if you stay on long enough and are able to zoom long enough without understanding, there's swells in the sea, there's wind, so there's a whole bunch of difficult observations that can cause it not to be visible, which can give bottom-up obstruction, but not physical Earth curve. Foreshortening is the thing.
God damn, what a dumb fuck.
Is another observation I want to bring up. This is based from a Zoom channel, which
Again, he doesn't understand the difference between resolution and obstruction.
is awesome. This drought ship was 12.9 meters away. It was supposed to be under 6 meters of curvature. None was there. The geometric horizon should have been only, I think, about 3 kilometers away, yet that light out was about 5 kilometers away, and yet all was visible. So missing curve there. And that's all I need to present for now. So yeah, I just ask that we can keep it to Earth and what we can observe and actually use and test to make what we need. Thanks.
Go on, Ryan. You're muted, dude. You're muted, dude.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen. 1 second.
Yeah.
What
Right,
the
so
fuck?
FLATZOID asked us to keep it to things that we can test and measure on Earth, and well, number one, you don't get to determine what my evidence is. Number two, yeah, that's absolutely kind of no problem, really. The brilliant thing about the globe is that you can test it. You can test it, and the predictions that would come from the globe, and see what those predictions say. And those predictions say that we've got a radius of 3959 miles. Luckily, that's been measured many times. Here's a list of radius of Earth measurements using surveying methods. There's one I wanted to bring here, which was the California-Washington arc of primary triangulation. Now, triangles are a good tool because we know the internal angles of a triangle are 180, which means that if a triangle is on a flat surface with all bits touching that surface, the internal angles of the triangle will be 180. The only way that the angles on a triangle being more than 180 is possible is if you have a spherical triangle, the triangle on a surface of a sphere. Now, whenever any of these surveys are done, the whole list of them here, which you can find at mctoon.net/R, the surveyors find what is called spherical excess. Now that is a summation of the angles of triangles and how much above 180 degrees these triangles have. Now again, the only way you can have a triangle above 180 degrees is if it is a spherical triangle on the surface of a sphere. If you look at the right of this table of the California-Washington arc of primary triangulation, you see every single triangle that is measured has a spherical excess. Every single one. Which means that the triangles on the surface of the Earth, the way that surveyors do the big measurements, are curved because they're on the surface of a curved thing. That's easy. You want to have a look at things that we can test? Brilliant. Go and ask the surveyors that have actually done the testing. It's quite easy to do.
I've tested it with the angles to Polaris.
Another thing that we can test is if the Earth should be rotating, because our model says that the Earth's rotating at 0.000694 RPM, or once per day. And again, here is a large list of measurements of rotation of the Earth, some that we've spoken about many times. There's one I want to really talk about, which is the detection of Earth's rotation using superfluid phase coherence. That is this one here. I'll just quickly, briefly talk about what the experiment is. The paper is about using a superfluid helium, a weird state of helium that behaves like a quantum liquid to measure Earth's rotation. Here's how it works. A superfluid helium is a fluid form of helium that flows with zero resistance, absolutely no resistance at all, which means that it's super sensitive to any kind of motion because of its quantum nature and state of having zero resistance. Think of it just like a super, super smooth, zero friction liquid. Okay, and how do you use that to measure rotation? Well, the experiment uses a small ring-shaped container, like a donut, filled with this superfluid helium, and the container's got a tiny, tiny hole in it, like a thin straw, just breaking that ring. When the Earth spins, the container obviously spins with the Earth, but because the fluid has zero resistance, you can measure the difference between the container and the fluid. So when the Earth spins, the container moves too. The superfluid inside reacts to this motion, creating a tiny flow through the hole to stay in sync with its quantum properties. How does superfluid detect rotation? The Earth's rotation causes a phase shift in the quantum properties of the superfluid, like a small ripple in a calm pond. And by measuring the speed of the flow through the tiny hole, scientists can figure out how fast the Earth is spinning. You can make a prediction as to what you should see flowing through that tiny hole if the Earth is rotating using this superfluid,
FLATZOID's thinking so hard he's sweating. Hey, hold my pocket.
Superfluid helium. And what did they find? Well, this paper takes us through what they found, and it says that they measured the Earth's rotation very, very accurately to within a 0.005% error, and it matched every single other measurement that we have ever done. Now, this method could lead to super sensitive tools for navigation and studying physics, and it's also a really cool demonstration of quantum behavior. But the fact is, it matches the prediction of Earth rotating. How else do we know that Earth is rotating? We can look at the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is because the Earth is rotating and it is a sphere, different parts of the Earth have different tangential velocities. The whole thing is moving at once per day, but that means the surface, because some bits are bigger than the other, they have to take longer to go around, so they move faster. And that means that things that are moving relative to that surface are essentially moving over a floor that is moving at different speed to them that they have maintained from another part of the Earth. One of the effects of this is weather and tropical cyclones. And tropical cyclones have never, ever, ever crossed the equator. The reason why this demonstrates that Coriolis is a fact is because the Earth predicts that the Coriolis at the equator is zero. And if there's no Coriolis, there's nothing forcing the rotation of these moving cyclones, then they've got no energy and they die. So as we can see on screen, tropical cyclones 1945 to 2006, not one of them has ever crossed the equator. One got really quite close, but died as soon as it literally touched the equator. But tropical cyclones don't have the energy to keep moving because there is no rotation forced onto them by the rotation of the Earth due to this Coriolis force. Again, this is the predictions of Earth, things that FLATZOID asks that we stick to, things that we can test. We can look at the weather, see what it does, see if it matches the predictions. That is a test. How else do we know the Earth's rotating? Using Coriolis force, using something simple like the Foucault's pendulum, which again is moving relative to the surface of the Earth, so we'll have a force applied to it. And the great thing about a Foucault's pendulum is you can actually use the amount that it moves to calculate your latitude on Earth, which is a prediction of the globe Earth. So this gentleman, the gentleman physicist, set up his own Foucault's pendulum, let it swing for as long as they could until 41 minutes passed. It didn't really swing anymore. Then they measured the angle.
Well, thanks, Hold. Hey, Westside. Hey, Aid.
That it swang, and then they used Foucault's sine law to find out where they were on the Earth, their latitude on the Earth, which is something you can do only on a rotating body. Coriolis force introduces these things, and this is the prediction, the things that we can test, specifically what FLATZOID asks for, stick to things that we can, actually observe and test. You can observe this, you can do the test, you can do the prediction, and what happens is you find out that it matches the prediction. So using the swing, he predicted this was his latitude. His actual latitude was just a tiny bit off, which is a extremely good way to show that even using very basic equipment, you can test the Coriolis force of the Earth rotating. So there's so many ways to test that the Earth is rotating. Now,
but I don't feel it.
Another way we can do it is just, go and look at the Earth in space. FLATZOID said to stay on Earth, but I'm not going to do that. This was an amateur rocket that they sent up to space with a non-fisheye lens. And whilst up there, it got some amazing pictures of Earth's curve. You can go and check this video out. Let me get one up on screen, actually, where you can see. You can check this video out, and you can even see which camera he used, because he did sell it, and all the information about the camera is there. It's got no fisheye lens. It sees the curve of the Earth. It's a test of the prediction. Now, quickly, I'm just going to go over what FLATZOID said about level. He's wrong. Level can mean many things depending on the conditions that you're using it in. Surveyors use leveling to say that it is the curve of the Earth. So this is surveying back from back in 1814, where they're saying the curve of the Earth is what level is. Surface, which is everywhere perpendicular to the direction of gravity. And we have a look what the surveyors say an actual level line versus a horizontal line is. You can see there the curve is the level surface curved, horizontal line straight. Here is a diagram from an instruction book for surveyors: horizontal line straight, level line curved, because it is level to the surface underneath it. Many things FLATZOID said that are wrong, but we can get into that more of a back and forth. But yeah, so how do we test the Earth? We make predictions. We see if those predictions are correct. Every single time, let me be clear here, every single time that we make a prediction and test it, it shows that the Earth is a globe. So I'm going to go with what reality shows us, what we can test. We can get into FLATZOID's misunderstanding of the physics of water in the back and forth, because that was quite humorous. But yeah, thank you. You can find me over on my channel, FTFE. Go over there and drop me a sub. I'm currently streaming every day. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, FTFE. We appreciate your introductory statement there. Everybody should be able to hear me now, and I have gone into my computer settings and deleted that camera microphone, so you probably heard me in the Zoom chat, but the audience of Modern Day Debate did not, so that shouldn't happen again. I love that. So I'm going to put the poll up now, because I got properly distracted by that, so I do apologize. The poll is going to come up right now. We're going to go into open discussion. I'm going to hand the floor over to FLATZOID, and then I'll check in with you guys in about, well, we'll just see how things go. So, yeah, I'll hand it on over to you, FLATZOID, and let's get into open discussion.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I just have to point out the surveying you just brought up was based on geodetic surveying, so they assume the spherical Earth. That's why they use the GSW 85 correction tables. And no, I was not wrong. They do use horizontals. When they do geodetic surveying, they have to account for the assumed ellipsoidal model, and that's why they claim level is curved. Now, you haven't, I would hope you now would address what level is and the physics of water, because water has never been demonstrated and ever measured to actually curve over long distances. Water levels are a good way to show this, because in construction, they use water levels for long distances, which shows it always has the same perpendicular line through it, which goes against the globe.
Yeah, water levels react to
Hogwash.
gravity, and at every point will be
Hogwash.
perpendicular to the pull of gravity. I just want to clarify one thing. There is no physics of water. Water doesn't have its own physics. That's not a thing. Water is matter, and like every other bit of matter in the universe, water simply reacts to forces that it is, that are acting
Yeah, he is so smug, isn't he?
upon it. When there's no forces, that would be the natural state of water. When there's no forces acting on water, water is actually a sphere. That is water at rest. The only reason on Earth that water attempts to find its lowest potential state is because there is something creating a force that makes an acceleration pulling it down. And it's as simple as that. Every bit of water on Earth is reacting to the force of created by gravity, pulling it towards the center of the Earth.
And yes, you're right. He probably will wreck his car.
So, but back to level. The word level has can mean many things, and depending on context. And I showed literally in my intro there pages from surveying manuals that show what level is, showing that level is literally a curve. So, why would you argue with the professionals that all say that level is a curve? Going back to 1814, and I can show that again. It didn't actually show on the screen for my channel for some reason. But why FLATZOID would you?
That's what someone does when they're not listening, but they want people to think they're listening. They just nod.
Argue with professionals
That comes from years of being married, probably.
that say, for instance, the true level is the curve of the Earth, or there's a difference between a horizontal and a level line, and the level is curved and and relative to the Earth. So why would you disagree with the professionals?
Again, I explained this to you now. When you take geodetic surveying, they assume an ellipsoidal model, the Clarkin model, which
No, they measure it.
is based on ellipsoid, so spherical. So they take spherical corrections, hence spherical axis, which doesn't exist. They
What?
measure based off of plane
What?
surveying,
That's not how it
which is a
works.
horizontal datum, and then they measure slope and incline angles.
No, that's not how that works, man.
They later on calculate.
Yeah,
They
and you know the
calculate.
idea of
Sorry,
saying literally.
they calculate.
Yeah.
They calculate the Earth's curve correction into those measured horizontal datums, and then also
No.
gravity is not a force, so it can't do what you claimed. Now you claiming.
Again,
now,
I said it creates
you
a force.
claiming
Let's-
water cannot.
creates
Now you
a-
claiming water.
Clear.
Are you claiming water
Hold on.
doesn't have
I
physics?
claim. I need to
I'm
clarify
still
my
trying to
claim.
make my
Just one
statement.
second. Hold on.
I
Let's
let
Let's
you
let
speak.
FLATZOID. Well, let's let FLATZOID wrap his point. So like another let's try to 7 to 10 it and hand the floor.
Awesome, thank you. So yeah, and
Craig's mic is horrible.
then when you were claiming that gravity
He's better than that. He should have a better mic.
causes water to be at
He
equilibrium
must
with
be
the
having
sphere, which
technical
is false
issues.
because that's not observable. Water is based on physics. It's called hydrostatics. If you haven't noticed, that is physics of water.
Okay. let me
So
hand the
when
ball.
water does seek rest, it
Physics of
relies
water at
heavily,
rest.
which is horizontal.
All right, we got to let him respond to some of that there. So go ahead there, Craig.
No, hydrostatics is the physics of water at rest.
So, is that a kind of science that's not pseudoscience, FLATZOID? You claim that so many branches of actual science are pseudoscience, but is that not pseudoscience?
But water itself doesn't have its own physics. So I just want to go over a couple of things to show that you are wrong. So geodetic surveys actually, and you can, if you go to, well, actually, if I just share my screen, do one sec. Make sure it's sharing on my side as well.
Yeah, no worries. Here, I better start this timer up. Boop, 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 boop. And well, let's check that screen
Everyone's
share. Yep, we're up and running.
Why is it not showing on my side?
Now, who doesn't know how to tack? Ooh. Picking. No worries.
Options to bring it up for some reason it's not. Right, let me just show a display that works. No, what is going on? Sorry, just 1 second. I apologize.
All right, well, if you can carry on with the
Okay,
discussion.
okay, I've got it. Here we go. Let me change my screen.
Pictures on screen.
view.
That's my
Yeah.
harvest. Look at that, Craig. You're showing everybody my harvest.
Shit. I am so bad. Right, share the right screen now.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I
Right.
know what I said.
Okay.
Gotta own it now, Craig.
So, when it talks about geodetic surveying, it actually says that they ignore the curvature of the Earth, which is interesting that they would say that when they actually do the geodetic surveys. So from ScienceDirect.com and geodetic surveys, it says that curvature of the Earth's surface can be ignored and consider the flat plane without compromising the accuracy of the positions obtained.
Read the top one. Wait. Read
Hold
the
on.
top. You're reading cherry picking. I'm just pointing it out. Read the top of it, please.
Thank you. No, geodetic surveying does not take into account the Earth's curvature while plane surveying. Exactly, because the curvature of the Earth's surface can be ignored and consider the flat plane without compromising the accuracy of the positions obtained. The important thing here is that it says the curvature of the Earth's surface can be ignored.
Okay, we got to give him a chance to respond.
That's plane surveying.
He brought up a bunch of things. I'd like to just respond to all of them. The fact that the curvature of the Earth can be ignored shows that they are ignoring something. The way you described geodetic surveying is wrong. So they don't just add it on automatically. It's what they measure, and then of course they are assuming the Earth's a sphere because it is. But when they measure to check and they see there's a spherical excess, that is the proof of that. It's not just something they add in to make it look different.
We got to give him a chance to respond, Craig. I know that you wanted to wrap up a few points.
I know, I was just trying to respond to everything he said.
I know.
If he says a lot, I just want to make sure I get all of it, that's all.
I understand, but there are points of injection where somebody might want to clarify something that either they said or either, make comments.
The one thing I wanted to clarify, the one thing I did want to clarify was FLATZOID's straw man of me. I never said gravity is a force. Gravity creates a force.
All right, we're handing the floor over to FLATZOID for a few here, just to give you a chance.
I guess that would be a more accurate way to describe it.
To respond there, FLATZOID.
Right, I quickly took a screenshot because he didn't want to read the first part of that statement because it's clearly about planar surveying and not geodetic surveying. However, the most commonly practiced method is plane surveying, local data collection, which is based on plane surveying, covering much smaller areas, which is up to about 150 square miles.
Right. If you look up here, no, geodetic surveying takes into account the Earth's curvature.
So that
while plane surveying does not.
Of the Earth's surface can be ignored and considered a flat plane. This is based on plane surveying, not geodetic surveying.
Yeah.
Without compromising the accuracy of the positions of plane. So.
Right. That's planar surveying. Yes, but geodetic surveying.
Oh, would you now concede this was not a statement for geodetic surveying ignoring curve, or it's just plane surveying ignoring curve?
It wasn't what you maybe misunderstood what I was saying. This was pointing out that geodetic surveying has the curvature of the Earth in it, but as this says, plane surveying doesn't take it into account. This is my point that I was making, and that's why I had this on screen. And I didn't realize you meant read that bit. I was just I assumed people would read the whole thing, right? But as that said,
what's he laughing about? Does he think he got him on something?
Plane surveying ignores the curvature of the Earth, right?
And
that's what it said, yeah? So,
and why is that? Because
it's such a small distance that it doesn't affect the accuracy. As that screenshot said.
Yeah, a 4,000 mile radius sphere, when you're this close to it, is flat. For all measurements, for all intents and purposes, what you can measure, it's flat.
As what you had on screen said,
it's curved, but the accuracy of the measurements we have cannot measure that curvature.
And disregard it because it's so small and it won't affect the accuracy. But the fact is that statement says that it disregards it. It ignores it, meaning that there is something there to ignore. Okay?
Right. So
that's the important.
All right, we got to leave him a chance.
Above it.
I mean, he actually thinks he's got something. Look at him. Look at how smug he is.
Let me
5
finish my
seconds.
point. Above it, geodetic is showing about how it takes the curvature of the Earth into account, but plane surveying doesn't, because it doesn't need to for that small distance for the accuracy.
Great. So this brings me back to the triangulation. I'm glad you brought in arc of the continental triangulation. And do you know planar surveying works up to 150 square miles? How much curve would you expect in
Yeah.
150 square miles?
150 square miles? Is it square miles or miles squared? Is it square miles, like 150 on each side? Is that what that is? I can't remember. I can't keep the two straight. I get the two confused. So it'd be 150 miles. That'd be about 2.1 degree. Now, if it's the other way, if it's 150 square miles square or whatever, if it's an area, that would be, I don't know, be 40, something like that. 41 maybe. That'd be less than a degree.
I don't know the exact figure, but it's small enough that they can ignore it.
Okay, so if we say, for instance, observation
Accuracy of it
using a
that much.
telescope. Okay, let's say, for instance, we use a telescope looking out at the ocean. Should we then say we shouldn't see curve, boats going over the curve then?
No, we should.
No, it doesn't
Because
say
that's
you
usually
can't
at
see curve.
5 miles.
And again, no, it doesn't say that you can't see curve. That's not what plane surveying says. It says that they can ignore it. That doesn't mean they don't see it. It means they ignore it. And
But
you
they
can only
take it-
ignore something. They can only ignore something that is there.
Ah, okay. So
This is the thing. One of
if they,
semantics. This is how semantics works.
okay, so if they can ignore curve at about 150 miles, and we saw that based on the Dead Sea, 605 kilometers has almost 20.
When he says you can ignore it, it means you do not have to calculate for it. It doesn't mean you don't measure it.
24,000 meters of curve. Do you think
Dead
that
Sea.
that is not a lot of curve to ignore?
Right, let me just, Dead Sea, let me show you something quickly. Dead Sea isn't flat. This is a chart of the tides of the Dead Sea, the time of low and high tide of the Dead Sea. Tides mean that there's a curve to the water. It's certainly not flat. So you cannot empirically absolutely claim that the Dead Sea is flat because it has a tide. Unless you can actually present measurements of the Dead Sea being flat, the fact that there's tides disprove your claim of the water being flat. Sorry, but it doesn't match your claim. Dead Sea is not flat. Tides disprove
Okay,
that.
then I want to ask you, is tide curve or is it just water movement?
Oh, tides are definitely curved. Yeah, 100%.
I prefer the Grateful Dead Sea.
No, I asked, is it earth curve or is it just water movement?
I never said that it's earth curve. I said that it shows that there is a curve to the water. Whether it's earth curve or
So,
not isn't the
in
point.
other words,
It
your
just
argument-
hold on, let me finish my point. The thing is, it just disproves your claim of the water being flat under any circumstances because there is tides.
All right, to be fair, you did cut off FLATZOID there, so let's let FLATZOID finish his thought there just before you.
I was in the middle.
It felt like it was a natural
Okay.
passing of the ball, but let's just carry into what we were saying
Okay,
there.
then I'm
FLATZOID.
going to, no stress. So I'm going to ask him, over the 605 kilometers, is the whole thing got a once-off 605 kilometer tide, or is it separate tides at separate different parts of the Dead Sea?
There's high tide and low tide at two different parts.
Ah, okay. So when there's a high tide one, there's low tide somewhere else?
Yeah, matching the prediction of the globe and what
Okay.
you would expect.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, not matching prediction. Tides is not prediction of globe. So anyway, so we can
Oh,
claim that
it's
your Earth
100%.
goes like this then. Wait. So your Earth goes like this then.
No, that's a nice straw man.
Okay.
Again, I didn't
I'm
say
glad
the tides
I'm
were
glad we
curve.
can. I'm glad we
It's a
can
prediction
then
of the Earth.
concede your argument is mute then, claiming that it curves because of
It just-
tides.
All right.
It
Sure.
doesn't
Give
disprove
you 10
the
seconds.
water
10 seconds
level
for
is
FLATZOID.
at rest. Yeah, we can even
Yeah,
move over to canals if you wanted to, because canals have no tides. We can move over to some lakes as well that
Okay,
have no
yeah.
tides.
And the Bedford
How
level,
would you?
that is
How
definitely
would
curved.
you?
That's been measured curved, yeah.
How would you? How would you put that into your argument that there is earth curve over, for instance, a lake or a canal that has no tide?
Well, we could just go to the measurements of people that have measured the curve over a lake. I could bring that up if you like, because it was done by the main surveyor, and I've displayed it many times. He used his theodolite and measuring abilities as an actual surveyor to measure the curve over a lake, and many more places as well. Bedford Level Canal has been measured curved many times, so yeah, I don't understand why you would bring up canals. That's
Bedford
interesting.
Level Canal has been the benchmark for flats. I don't know where you're coming on measured curve.
No, there was a guy that lost a bet a couple hundred years ago about that and refused to pay. But you know, it's been shown that the Bedford level is.
No, it hasn't been shown. You're talking about
No,
parallax.
it doesn't
so
work.
I'm not about them. Anyway, when he measured your so-called curve, he didn't measure curve.
I mean, what is this? 2015, man? Come on.
He showed that he was still able to see something that shouldn't be there, and the argument was no refraction. So anyway, your refraction is based off of a already assumed terrestrial refraction radius. Now, the problem you have with every argument you bring up, you're going to have to assume your globe to be there. You're going to have to assume a radius for that globe, and you're going to have to assume that everything based on observation has to have correction for that assumption.
No, we measured it as spherical, dipshit.
Now I'm going to bring it down
It's already been measured a lot of times.
to, can you provide me evidence for your radius to give that value for the
Yes, I've done that already. I did that with the measurements that I showed. I've shown an entire list of measurements of Earth's radius, including the one that I showed, the table to the spherical excess, is the thing you misunderstood. So I've done the thing you asked for. So I don't know why you would ask for it again.
I love it. You can bring up that arc of continental triangulation again, please. Because what were the distances between each baseline?
I didn't use the triangulation. I didn't use the American arc of the triangulation of the American arc of the parallel. I used a different one.
I didn't say American. I didn't say American.
It showed spherical
I said
excess.
arc of the parallel. It
I don't know.
uses no. What were the distances between each of those baselines, which are all horizontal, by the way?
I showed a couple of hundred, so I mean you can go through it at your leisure. But the fact is that every single one of the triangles had. The fact is that every single one of them. The fact is that every single one.
My goodness.
The fact is that
1 second.
the fact is every single one of the measurements that were done of the triangles had angles of more than 180, meaning it was on a spherical surface. If you would like to calculate the averages yourself, you are more than welcome to.
Okay. Remember when I said planar surveying doesn't take curvature into account to 150 square miles?
Ignores it. It ignores everything that was there.
1 second, Craig. You got to let him wrap up at least one thought before you jump in. Maybe I'm being unfair there. I'm being a little hyperbolic.
No stress, man. But anyway, were those baselines that are horizontal, by the way, which were linked to each other, what the guy did was, guys, they actually linked horizontal baselines together, and they got spherical access because they
Excess, not access.
forgot that things are optically measured. When they measured these things optically,
No, they didn't.
did they do corrections for sphericity in their calculations?
The calculations used the assumed curvature of the Earth, but they checked by measuring the calculations against those assumptions.
So they
That's what
already
they did.
had
They
their radius
checked.
value.
I am still talking. Oh yeah, they knew what the Earth's radius was from previous measurements, but they were checking. They were testing the predictions, which is an important thing, which you said at the beginning was something we have to do. So to test the predictions, you have to know what they are and have that as an assumption and then test against it, which they did by measuring triangles using the refractive conditions. They didn't just do it one, they did it over many times, testing the barometric pressure and temperature, taking that all into account because we know how refraction works. And over the many measurements done over many different days and everything, it all figured out that the triangles had angles that added up to more than 180. That was the factual statement of all of those, not just one, every single one of them. And yes, it matched the assumed curvature of the Earth, because that's how you test things, by having an assumption.
Great. So they had a bias, and would they have got the same results if they did not?
I did not say they had a bias.
Oh shit! Got a super chat from Aaron Armstrong. To them, I don't have super chats. For $20, 2 days ago, you and 3 other members of your panel agreed that the world would be a better place now if a certain dictator had gotten rid of more juice. Juice. How does that align with your strong Christian faith? That's directed to FLATZOID.
Would they get the same results if they did not put these spherical corrections into their calculations?
They didn't put spherical corrections. They had the assumption of being curved. Again, this
FLATZOID just doesn't know how shit works, man.
Spherical corrections are just what it showed as the spherical excess. That's what you get afterwards. You measure the triangles, and obviously when you are measuring things at different altitude, you have to have what the spherical difference would be between those points when you're doing the measurements to find out what the actual angles are. You cannot test something if you don't use the data coming from before. So yes, they have to assume the Earth is a globe and then test against that using the known measurements of the globe. And they didn't get different measurements to what they had before. They figured out, oh, those measurements are correct. This is even more.
Yeah, and he keeps having them on. He keeps having them on his show.
More accurate. Amazing.
I mean, every single show he's got him on. I mean, he knows that he's anti-Semitic.
And every single one does the same thing. Surveyors all disagree with you. Let me be clear. You are not.
An actual Christian doesn't tolerate anti-Semitism or racism. They don't tolerate it. They don't even associate with those people. But FLATZOID does.
Not a surveyor. Surveyors all disagree with you.
Of course, actual Christians don't pathologically lie with every word out of their stinking fucking mouths. So,
okay, first of all,
I'll be right back.
Up the corrections on table. You had it on screen. Those corrections are done before the measurement of the spherical axis, which is based on an average anyway.
I just explained what that was.
I've actually read through that paper many times. That's why I'm able to go and show you haven't. Just taking little screenshots from a Toon site shows you don't actually look through what you're arguing with. So again, will they get the same? Whoa! I'm not talking. Will they get?
Is it okay? Strawmanning me.
Right. I'm not strawmanning you. Will they get the same measurements if they did not calculate the sphere into those measurements?
They didn't calculate the sphere into the measurements.
They did. You showed it on screen.
No, they didn't. Spherical corrections does not mean they calculate the sphere into the measurements. Right. It means that they are making corrections because there's different altitudes that the total points will be at, the total stations will be at, and they have to take those different altitudes into account, knowing the difference between them and the curvature arc that you would have. That is what the corrections are. If you don't do that, you don't get the right measurements. So again, it's testing the actual assumptions using the known measurements. FLATZOID, the fact is you don't understand surveying, and all of the surveyors in the world disagree with you, and all of them say that the Earth is a curve. And it goes back to the simple point of when you talk about planar surveying, you ignore the curvature of the Earth. And to be clear, you can only ignore something that is actually there.
No, I can ignore that you're getting bold. That doesn't literally mean you're getting bold, is it? Let's just put it this way. Again, I'm showing you that you don't understand.
Yes, something has to happen for you to ignore it. What an idiot. Are you kidding me?
The data you presented. And yes, I'm also getting bold. Okay, anyway, You showed the presented data you put on screen. You didn't even know what was being read there. The arc of the parallel, that's
no, I did.
correction they made. And you just conceded now 2 seconds ago, or a minute ago, where you claimed it was based on elevation. Was that elevation and arc that you claim based on an assumption of an R value?
Again, yes, they have the assumed radius value because that is what they are testing. So to get the correct measurements, if there are two stations that are different altitudes, they have to know the arc difference between them. That is what the spherical corrections are to get the correct measurements. If you don't have that in there, you don't get the correct measurements.
I love it. Thank you. So, in other words, if they didn't put those assumed calculations based on the radius, they would have not got the same measurements, therefore invalidating it as spherical axis on a curve. Remember what I was saying when they took the radius, the radius value was already assumed in the calculation. They measured using a triangle which is flat. They calculated with correction of it claiming to have a curve, therefore giving the bias assumption for a curve. I can go and make any assumption I want. As if I've got a bias towards it, I can make the math work towards my bias. Now, again, notice
That's
how
not how
you
it works.
failed
My God, what a dipshit.
to show measurements.
An assumption. No, I didn't. I showed many measurements. You just ignored them.
That measurement
You can't
measurement was already based on a flat baseline and them having an
was
assumption of
calculating,
not measuring, calculating a globe into it based on the radius.
Flat baseline.
Can you
Define
show
what a
me-
flat baseline
can
is.
you- Why are you talking to me?
FLATZOID, flat
Can you-
baseline.
All right, in the interest of fairness, let's give
Why are you
FLATZOID
talking
10.
about-
Hold on 1 second.
One second.
I'm just gonna place you on a brief mute. I'm so sorry. I'll give you 10 seconds to wrap up your thought there, FLATZOID, and then let's hand it back over to Craig because you are putting a bit there. So let's do 10 seconds and hand the floor.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I would like Craig just to show me where they have measured this radius to be able to take that radius assumption to use the calculations to calculate into their measurements for a globe.
Yeah. First off, as I was just trying to say, can you define a flat baseline for me, please?
Horizontal plane.
Yeah. No. In regard to the measurements, what is a flat baseline, and how do you use
Horizontal
it?
plane.
And how do you use it?
You use it as a reference datum to give you your elevation angle, which would give you your closed triangle.
Sorry, you use a flat baseline as a reference datum. Did you just say that?
Do they not on the arc? Do you not know that?
A datum is
I
a
want to
point.
clarify that's what you said.
Whoa.
You say
Do
that.
you know? You know how the history
I
goes?
wasn't. I
on
didn't.
the parallel.
Clarify what you said, please.
A datum is a point, not a plane, dipshit.
Hold on.
Just what you said. That's all. Did you just say that a horizontal flat baseline is a datum? Is that what you said?
Yes, in surveying.
Okay, lovely, brilliant. No, someone make sure they clip that for me, please. Yeah, no. So we can move on to something else, but just to clarify, everything he said about the way it works is wrong. Yes, you have an assumption because that is what you have to measure against. And if you don't do it correctly, if you don't use the spherical corrections based on different altitudes, then you are not doing the measurements correctly and you will get the wrong measurement, which would be a stupid thing to do. The fact is that they measured the curve of the Earth. Could you not screen share whilst I'm talking, please? That's a bit rude.
I'm just showing you wrong again, Craig. That's all I'm doing.
Could you do me a favor and take that off while I'm talking? It's a little bit rude.
Well, will you concede then you just lied to your audience?
Could you just take that off then, please? That'd be great.
All I
Thank you.
needed to do, guys, show Craig was lying.
Yeah, it didn't say a flat baseline is a datum. That's certainly
Horizontal
true.
datum.
So again, you interrupted what I said. You showed something on screen whilst I was talking, ignoring the things that I was saying. Very, very rude. The fact is that you have talked most of this time, and almost every time that I've tried to interject, I've been told to be quiet. So I get to talk now, and you get to be quiet. Everything you have said about surveying is completely and utterly wrong. According to surveyors, they don't just calculate it into existence. You have to measure it based on previous assumptions to see if they are correct. You have to take a curvature and an arc into account, otherwise you get the wrong measurements. The fact that planar surveying ignores the curvature of the Earth shows that there is something to ignore. Otherwise, they wouldn't say that you ignore the curvature of the Earth. The fact that surveyors all say that level is the curve of the Earth means that you are wrong about what you said specifically about level. Level can have different meanings in different contexts. That's how words mean. In the context of Earth, level is the curve of the Earth. This is just factual things that I have shown all of the evidence for. I have shown measurements of the radius of the Earth, and you have gone nut because you don't understand how surveying works. You think you know more than all of the surveyors in the world, which is incredibly, incredibly arrogant. If you would like to actually get a surveyor on to confirm what I've said that is correct, then that's the way that it would need to go. Neither of us are professional surveyors. However, I know for a fact surveyors would agree with me and not you. So that's enough of you not understanding how surveying works, including the thing you just showed on screen, which didn't say a flat baseline is a datum, which is wonderful. I would love to talk about your misunderstanding of water now.
Wait, I'm still going to give my statement on this. First of all, a horizontal plane in geometry is a flat plane. Craig, and by the way, you have to listen. I never said flat. He's interrupting again. I never said flat. I said horizontal datum, which you said
flat
baseline.
So
I showed while you were saying it on screen. It does exist, showing once again you are ignorant to the subject, and you pushing onto me that I said I am arrogant, knowing more than surveyors. I never claimed to do so. I never once claimed to say anything about.
All surveyors say the Earth is a sphere. All surveyors say that the Earth is a sphere. You're saying it's not. You're saying they're all dumb. You're correct.
Other than showing I definitely know more than you, mate.
All right.
So
let's put a bow on it.
Well, no, you don't, because surveyors agree with you. Surveyors agree with me, meaning I know more than you.
All
That's just a factual statement.
You did say you wanted to move on, so you both got to put a bow, I think, on your thoughts with this one here. So you wanted to move into some new territory there, FTFE, if you want.
I mean, everybody says you've got to look at the bright side of everything and try and find some positivity in something, and don't be so negative all the time. Here's me not being negative. FTFE is smarter than FLATZOID. Even though I hate him, I know for a fact that he's smarter than FLATZOID. Hey, Grumpy.
Wanted to push the ball.
I would like him to prove
or.
water curving. I'd like him to prove water curving.
I'm going to share my screen now. Quickly, bear with me.
Sure thing.
Right.
And I will let you know that I am doing my best to try to keep things fair, so I am sorry if I'm coming down a little too much. But I'm just trying to keep things rolling. There is a little bit of delay between your audios too, so.
You don't want to go here, Craig, by the way. This is going to... Oh, shame.
Oh, I do. I do want to go here because you have to... So, well, the ISS is orbiting the Earth, right? As it's orbiting the Earth, that means that the acceleration of gravity is cancelled out by its orbit. That's why they float on the ISS. And as there is no acceleration towards the ground, there's no force created by the acceleration due to gravity. Again, I didn't say gravity is a force. It creates one. Don't straw man me. And FLATZOID's claim of water in
Man, his connection is horrible.
its natural state being flat and everything is completely wrong. And I just want to show that because when there's no forces on water, this is what water actually looks like. There's no forces acting on this water right now. So it is finding its lowest energy potential state, which is a sphere, because that is the shape that nature can hold together with the least energy. So when there is no forces acting on water, this is what water does. It becomes a sphere. So to claim that water's natural position, that it finds its level and that proves the Earth is flat, is incorrect. What that shows is there is some kind of force acting upon it. Otherwise, it is like this.
Right.
Okay, I've got a few
That's a good point. That's an excellent fucking point, and I'm going to steal that in discussions.
problems to point out there.
We can leave the screen
First of
share
all, there
up.
is
I'll just
forces acting on it. There is forces acting on the
Well, yeah, there's surface tension, man, but he's not talking about internal forces. He's talking about external forces. And you know it.
violation of second law of thermodynamics.
No, it's not, you dumb fuck.
there is air
The second law of
right
thermodynamics,
around
that's
it.
allowed.
That's a force which forces it into a sphere. So there is a force at play, which you said there isn't. Show me natural.
Can you prove
Can
it's
you
the
show
air
me
pressure
natural?
forcing it into a sphere?
Wait.
The air pressure. It's the air pressure. That's what's. Did he say air pressure? Oh my God! Did he fucking say air pressure?
Second law of
Right
thermodynamics,
around
that's
it.
allowed.
That's a force which forces it into a sphere. So there is a force at play, which you said there isn't.
Otherwise, it is like this.
All right.
Right. Okay. I've got a few problems to point out there.
We can leave the screen
First of
share
all, there
up.
is
I'll just let you
forces
know.
acting on it. There is forces acting on this violation of second law of thermodynamics. There is air
The second law of
right
thermodynamics,
around it.
that's
He fucking did. He said air pressure. He said the air makes it that. Oh my fucking Lord.
That's a force which forces it into a sphere. So there is a force at play, which you said there isn't. Show me natural.
Can you prove
Can
it's
you
the
show
air
me
pressure
natural?
forcing it into a sphere?
Wait. Can
God.
you show me
It's made a claim.
natural,
I'd like you to verify that claim.
natural observation on Earth where water does this? Because last time I checked, water isn't always free falling like in your belief of the ice.
Yeah, when water falls from a fucking leaf on a tree, dumb shit. There's video of water falling and it's spherical.
Yes.
So can you clarify, can you verify your claim that air pressure is causing it to be a sphere, please?
Yes, it's
It's fucking surface tension, you dumb shit.
a force. Last time I checked, air pressure
Yeah,
forces itself onto it.
Can you
So there
your
is a
claim-
force. Wait.
verify,
So
can
are
you verify your
ignoring
claim
now? Wait.
that air pressure is making it a sphere?
Can I talk, man?
What
So
proof
Man,
of
he's
that?
dumb.
I
Too
let
much-
you
there's-
babble
Yeah,
your
just-
nonsense.
There's
Holy crap, he's dumb.
too much audio.
Just saying a
delay.
thing.
So,
Prove it.
okay, so we both heard that. Yeah, FLATZOID. Let's put 10 seconds on it, and then we'll let him carry into what he's got on screen here. Unless this is it.
Great. Okay, great. So first of all, he claimed that there was no
You're still screen
force
sharing.
acting on the water. Yet he showed a force, which would be the gas pressure around it, forcing the sphere shape. So therefore, the water is not
Prove
at
it.
rest as you see it's moving. And secondly, we do not have free falling water the way that is on Earth. That's why I told him to keep it on Earth.
Yeah, we have free falling water. A raindrop is free falling, stupid. Oh my Lord.
Earth.
Yeah, we do.
So
Read.
we can move over to second law of thermodynamics violation, but that's not needed because
Waterfalls don't exist. FLATZOID 2024.
he hasn't proved that water at its natural
There is
equilibrium.
no thermodynamics violation.
He has taken it out of its natural
Equilibrium.
equilibrium point to make
Drink.
it curved. So show us in its natural equilibrium, hydrostatics, which is equilibrium, water at rest, as horizontal.
Jesus
Again,
Christ.
no.
What a
The
dipshit.
force that I am talking about is the force acting down on it. You have made a claim which you still haven't actually proven. You just said a thing, and I'm going to focus on this. You specifically said that the reason it's a sphere is because of the air pressure. Could you verify that claim for me?
God damn
What
it.
proof of that do you have?
Air moves in all directions constantly. There's air pressure in the cabin as it is enclosed, and therefore it has to hit the ball in all directions.
Can you prove that the air pressure is causing the water to be a sphere?
Yes, I can.
Wow. Holy shit.
Go on then.
If there was no air pressure, the
Show me the
person
maths.
inside the tunnel would be dead.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
that's nothing to do with the water being a sphere. You've made a claim that the reason the water is a sphere is specifically because of the air pressure. I'd just like you to verify that claim for me with some kind of proof or evidence. That'd be wonderful.
Okay, it's called unbalanced force. So when they are free falling inside this capsule, you would agree that the net force is 0 on that water.
So I'm just waiting for your proof that the air pressure
net
is the reason
force-
it's a sphere.
Is the net force 0 on that water while free
No, you
falling?
don't. Give me questions.
Are you the
Asking me
physicist?
questions doesn't
Whoa,
prove.
you're the physicist, Joe. I'm asking you.
But now's not the time for questions. Now time for action.
Is
No,
the
I'm not a
water
physicist. I never.
nuclear physicist engineer. Sorry, nuclear engineer. Correct myself. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a nuclear engineer, you would understand that water at free fall would have 0 net force.
Why would that have anything to do with nuclear engineering?
Great. Well, it's normal physics. That's actually introduction to physics 101. So you would know that to get into nuclear engineering. Anyway, so because it is falling at free fall, it will be 0 net force. It's a yes or no question, Craig.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for proof of your claim. You can ask me questions once you've proved.
Okay, I'll do it for him. Yes, it's at
You don't need to
0.
lead me.
It's at 0. It's at 0 net force. Therefore, the water has no force on itself. It is at a 0 equilibrium. Now, because it has gas all around it, that gas is hitting it from every direction, which means gravity doesn't pull gas, go down, go boom, boom. That's why it's in a sphere. Now, this is ignoring, once again, that the tin can is in a place that violates natural law. But I'm putting
It violates the second law of thermoplastics.
this
No, it
back
doesn't.
down again.
Word,
I'm putting
there's
this
your
back
proof.
down again. I'm putting this back down again to Craig. I want you to show in nature a natural state. Wait, a natural state, because you are claiming
I'm
against
still on my thing.
hydrostatics. You claiming against hydrostatics. When water is at rest, it lies horizontal. You claiming it,
All right, 5
it
seconds,
does
Flatzzoid.
not lie horizontal. So the onus is on you to show otherwise in a natural state, please.
But the ISS is a natural place. It's a natural
it's
state,
not.
100%. We're still back on your claim that air pressure is the reason that's a sphere. So I'm just waiting for the proof of that. You said some things, but you didn't prove any of it. A lot of things you said were completely wrong because you're ignorant of physics, but you just said things. So if you don't have any proof of your claim, just say that and we can move on.
Just hold on 2 seconds. I have to literally do it this way.
Yeah, I just want you to prove that the only reason that water is a sphere is because of air pressure.
And surface tension.
There you go.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Well,
You're
and surface
changing
tension.
your story.
You had to Google it.
No, I was making a point that there was forces at play that you said wasn't.
He Googled it.
Well, I clarified my point that the
fucking Googled
forces
it.
that I was referring to were the forces that are pulling something down.
Nothing pulling anything down, mate. Anyway, so again,
Agree.
I would like you
See.
to
Oh, that's
present.
down.
I would like you to present
Your proof. I'm
hydrostatics.
still waiting for your proof.
Hydrostatics
good.
is false, please.
Still waiting for your proof.
I've given it. Now
If you've
can we
got-
move on to hydrostatics because you're running away now because you made a claim
All
that
right.
Your
hydrostatics is
proof.
false.
Wait, so your proof is let's be clear. Your proof is you saying a thing, right?
No, my proof is physics. Based on physics, if you have something
Based on
that is
physics.
0 net force, there are no anything else. They can't has a force until there's other forces acting on it. Air pressure has force as it hits the water, and the water itself has surface tension. Therefore, it forms a sphere. And this is again ignoring that it's in a naturally violating space-time. So again, would you be able to go back down to Earth and show me?
So if it's a violation, how are they there? How are they fucking there if it's a violation?
Because you claim hydrostatics is not physics of water, and
So
literally
you know, then, just be clear, proof.
hydrostatics claims at rest water lies level, which is
God, what a
horizontal.
dumb shit.
You have
Could
to
you
claim. You
show
made a claim.
citation,
And I'm going to hold you to the
Yeah,
claim.
okay,
now.
no, you
That it
just made a
doesn't.
claim, actually, not me. Can you give me a citation that says hydrostatics says water at rest lies flat? Could you show me that citation, please?
Horizontal. Level.
Yeah, could you show me the citation of that, please? The hydrostatic says water at rest lies horizontal. Could you show me that citation? Is that possible?
Bleep bleep.
I think that's what he's going to get right now. So we still have a little over 10 minutes, 12 minutes on our open discussion timer before we plan on going into super chats. Unless we get down into some other avenue that we want to continue discussing, and that's totally up to our speakers on the panel, who we're very grateful for being here at Modern Day Debate. Make sure if you're hanging out in the live chat that you participate in the poll I have up right now. So far we have 55% have voted the Earth is a globe, 25% have voted that the Earth is flat, and then 20% of you are here to say that the Earth is a loaf of bread. You guys aren't playing by the rules. And
I see the earth from space, but dumb fucks think it's flat.
and that's okay.
What kind of bread?
We're glad you're here.
Sourdough. Is it sourdough bread? I do like some sourdough. I'll go with that.
We were just
to be
discussing that
honest.
in the chat. We were trying to figure out would it be
Sourdough
whole wheat,
bread
would it
is
be white,
good.
Would it be potato? Yeah, no. We're anyways. So yeah, we do
I
appreciate
just really like
the
some
chats.
carbs. I've been on like
Another, these are just catching my eye. Another super chat from Aaron. FLATZOID, what does Jesus think about you calling an autistic man the C word several times?
I've been on a low carb diet for so long that the thought of some nice sourdough bread is making me quite hungry.
No worries.
I don't think Ryan's going to read those.
Yeah. Good
Just
luck.
just
Good luck
while
to your
so it's getting
cravings.
that evidence, I just want to quickly shell out one thing, if that's okay. On the 25th of this month on my channel, I will be doing a very special thing where I'll be doing 1,000 press-ups live. And 50% of the super chats I get during that stream will be going straight to SAFA, the Armed Forces charity, because they have helped me out in the past as being being ex-military, and they help everyone out that needs help that is military or ex-military. So it's going to be an extremely big challenge for me. Come and join me during the fun, watch me punish myself, and help donate to an amazing charity. The 25th on my channel.
All right.
Awesome.
I don't want to give. I mean, that's a great. That's a good cause, of course. But
How do you do push-ups if you're disabled?
yeah, I'll give you a chance to do your closing and do all the promoting that you'd like to do at the end of the discussion, of course. But I will remind our audience once again. If I didn't remind you to hit that like, Propagiza's got it right. Geezer, sorry, has it right. Propagiza. I like that. Hit that like button. Share this out wherever you like having these discussions too. Send it to people you don't like. I don't know, whatever. All right, let's get into your example there, and we'll carry on with our open discussion.
All points at the same horizontal level surface within a body of liquid at the same pressure, as long as the liquid is at rest.
Yeah?
Physics, Chapter 8, Hydrostatics, fluids at rest.
Doesn't say flat, does it?
But say that hydrostatics says that water at rest is horizontal. That just
literally
says
says it on
that
screen.
when horizontal level surface, that read it again. It says that a horizontal level surface with a body of liquid at the same pressure is a liquid. It can be a liquid as long as the liquid is at rest. You need to read what the rest of that is saying. You're literally just showing some words without any context behind them. Hydrostatics does not say that water at rest is horizontal and level. That is just talking about the specific properties when water is horizontal. There is nothing in hydrostatics that says water at rest is horizontal. That is your claim, and I want a citation for that.
I've got it on screen.
Not just some words that contain those things.
I've got it on screen for you.
And it doesn't say that water at rest is horizontal. It doesn't say that.
I just read you the experts before we went in.
What you did was you read me some words which had those two things in it, but didn't say water at rest according to hydrostatics is horizontal. That's
Okay.
what I want the citation for.
Okay, let me zoom it in a bit for you. All
Yeah,
points at the same horizontal level surface within a body of liquid are at same pressure.
Right, yes. That doesn't say it seeks level. It's saying that they're all at the same pressure if it's the same level.
As long as the liquid is at rest.
Yes, absolutely. That is saying that
Yes, yeah.
if the liquid is at rest.
Wait, this even goes further. In
No,
fact,
I was
this statement
my
is
turn to
often
talk.
taken
My turn
as
to
the
talk. My
definition-
turn to talk.
Whoa.
He doesn't understand what the text says.
Wait. Hold on, Craig. Let's let him
Yeah,
finish the
sure.
quote, and then we'll let you answer. All right. So he's just going to read the quote on the
I was
screen.
talking. He interrupted me.
Well,
I was still busy.
he was.
I mean, he's talking about the pressure of the liquid at a specific level.
Finishing the quote. Sorry. Let's let him finish the quote. And not to be rude, but yeah, let's.
Get the whole quote.
Thank you. Okay, so in fact, this statement is often taken as the definition of a level surface.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Curve.
Now I get to.
If the
Yeah, it's
pressure
curved.
of the
He's
surface
still got-
taken,
right,
the liquid is taken
respond
as
now.
zero, the
What's on-
pressure P at any
respond.
point as the distance below level is given by.
All right,
Please respond.
let's do a response. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, you keep
Listen,
pausing for
can you
dramatic
put-
effect. I swear. All right, go ahead, Craig.
Back up. Don't take it away. Please put
FLATZOID sits back like, me smart boy now.
back up.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
By the way, Archimedes principle. I know he's strawman. He's going to push it now. He's
So
going to die on this one too.
what he actually has there. It says, thus the pressure at all points at a given depth beneath the surface of a liquid depends on the depth, but not the shape of the container. All points at the same horizontal surface within a body of liquid are at the same pressure, as long as the liquid is at rest. Let's break that down. What does that mean? It means that if the liquid is at rest with a level surface, the pressure at all points along that level surface are the same. That's what it's. But put it back. Can you
I'm just showing you what you're explaining. There we go.
please put it back to what I was reading? Please put it back.
I'm giving what you're explaining.
Please put it back.
All right.
You're
Yeah,
being very
let's
please
put it
put it
back to
back.
what was just shared, so we can do a response to.
Please
to
put
your,
it back.
prior
Stop being
point.
dishonest. Please put it
Just
back.
showing
Stop
you
being.
what was read.
Please put it back. Stop being
All right,
dishonest.
Just hold on, Craig. He's putting it back. Let's carry on there, Craig.
And let's be clear. I get to talk for 5 minutes, and I don't get to be interrupted. Okay? Because that's 90% of the talking has been FLATZOID during this, so I get to talk now. So breaking down what this is saying is simple. If liquid is at rest, then along the level surface of that liquid at rest, which remember, according to the surveyors, level is the curve of the earth, that every point along that level surface, the pressure will be the same. FLATZOID's specific claim is that hydrostatics says that water at rest has to be flat.
FLATZOID thinks he's won because he doesn't understand shit.
And horizontal.
He
It
really
doesn't
does.
say that water at rest has to be horizontal. It is
It's
just
amazing.
describing the specific conditions, water at rest and level, and what the pressure will be. Nowhere, let's be clear, nowhere there on the screen does it say, according to hydrostatics, water at rest is horizontal. It doesn't say that in the slightest. It is simply describing
Yeah, but you could pick out those individual words and put them together, and it would say that, right?
the
That's what FLATZOID's tiny little brain does. He picks out the individual words, and he makes a sentence out of them.
conditions of a level surface and the pressure along every point of that level surface because of hydrostatics. That is what happens when water is on a level surface. The pressure will be the same. FLATZOID's claim, let's be very, very clear about FLATZOID's claim. FLATZOID's claim is hydrostatics says that water at rest is horizontal. Nowhere here does it say that. This is simply describing certain conditions.
All right, I think
He's zooming in.
It is fair to give him a chance to respond. I'm not going to give you.
No, I said I get 5 minutes.
That's,
I said I get
that's
5
great. That's great that you feel that way. But I'm going to give you
I'm
another
going to push
30
my
seconds.
until I'm done. I'm going to push my point until I'm done. So again, he is simply highlighting the words horizontal level surface. And as I have explained, this is just describing the conditions of liquid at rest. As long as the liquid is at rest, let's not just read the words he's highlighting, read them all. As long as the liquid is at rest, then the level surface of the body will have the same pressure. That's it. Hydrostatics does not claim that for water to be at rest, it must be horizontal. Doesn't say that. He is lying whilst literally having it on the screen. And everybody can see that he has lied about his claim because he did not give a citation for his claim. He just had some of the words that were in his citation and misunderstood what they meant.
Look at that.
Right, I'm done.
Finished.
We wrapped up. Okay, good. That was 2 minutes. All right, go ahead there.
He's incorrigible.
You're trying to keep it interesting for me here. Like, I don't want to wrangle you too much there, Craig, but I know you love giving me a fun time here, so I'm not going to hold it against you. Go ahead there, FLATZOID, when you're ready.
Great. What he was explaining here was Archimedes principle, guys. This is what hydrostatics is based upon. Notice that it literally says what I said it says. He made a claim that it does not say that
In the
while it's
slide?
on screen. Then I go and show now.
Show me.
You know where it says
No, you showed how you don't understand the fucking text, man. You showed how functionally illiterate you are.
based on the pressures. Do you understand this is a weight on a piston and the water level
Yeah,
rises
this
there?
doesn't say what you said.
You know, when you take, for instance, where I think I can actually get another thing quickly for you.
So to be clear, everyone, he didn't show the citation. Good job.
Okay, let me see if I can get another.
All you have to do is ask for flat to show their citation, and they can't. They lose every time.
Yeah. Hydros.
I'd like you to get to the part of that hydrostatic document that talks about water and freefall. That would be wonderful.
I just want to find a different level.
Of course, you won't do that because that debunks your entire claim.
Notice, guys, all he's been showing is ignorance to the subject. So it's actually funny. He's actually thinking he's doing something. Oh, wow.
The words he put on screen, hilarious.
Do you know, remember earlier I talked about water levels?
Yeah, you misunderstood how they work. That was fun.
So remember when I spoke about water levels and, oh, that's not the right one.
Oh, so you ran away from your claim then that you didn't?
No.
Nice.
I'm looking for a specific thing I need. But water levels use hydrostatics. It uses Archimedes' principle and hydrostatic pressure, which gives level because the pressure from point A to point B has the same level. Why can't I find what's the name of this?
Because of course, level, according to surveyors, is something that is all points perpendicular to the pull of gravity. So yeah, thanks to gravity, that does exactly what you say.
There we go.
Dude, don't do a live Google search of anything, man. Don't.
Okay. Is this showing on screen?
It can only work out badly.
Oh, right. I can debunk that with one. I think.
No worries. So while you explain,
And I'm still waiting on FLATZOID to make that video showing that how a gyroscope can process without any of its axes being changed.
FLATZOID, what this would represent for your model, then Craig wants to respond, it seems. So I think we gathered that. Let's go ahead there, FLATZOID, and you can tell our audience how this ties into everything we've been talking about on our debate. Well, it's not this evening. I can't say that. So go ahead, FLATZOID.
Great. So what you were reading.
Those aren't level. That one's lower than that one, and that one's a little higher than that one.
Earlier was talking about the Archimedes principle and hydrostatic pressure at level. So as you can see, all these have their own independent horizontal levels because of the atmosphere pushing down on it. Notice that there is surface tension between.
No, they aren't different levels because the atmosphere is pushing down. It's called capillary action. It's called capillary.
You can laugh all you want, Craig. This is literally showing you have no idea what's going on. The surface area.
It's surface tension more than anything. Maybe not necessarily capillary action. These might not be thin enough, but anyway, it's not air pressure.
The surface area is based upon how much pressure has been pushed.
Does he think that these come up from here? What, is that what he thinks? That the surface area pushes this up from this pool of water? Is that what he's thinking? That's got to be what he's thinking. He's just dumb enough to think that.
So this is Bernoulli's principle, okay? So as much as
No, this is not Bernoulli's principle. What the fuck, dude? This is not Bernoulli's principle.
The air is pushing on it, it is pushing outwards. That's also why
He does. He fucking thinks that. He thinks that this liquid is being pushed up by this liquid. Oh my fucking Lord. He fucking thinks that. These aren't sealed. These are open at the top. That's what he fucking thinks.
this one looks a bit odd because of the surface tension on the small cylinder tube. they
He
are able
thinks.
to work out the pressures
Oh my God.
linearly down to the bottom. This horizontal at rest is the same
Gravity.
as the horizontal. No, there's not gravity. Archimedes' principle was actually
Gravity, yeah.
brought by 1,900 years before gravity was even postulated by Newton.
Oh my God, he does. He thinks that. Oh Jesus fucking Christ, he's dumb.
Do you know how they worked out for ships to float on the ocean without having gravity in its equation?
They just built something that was lighter than. They built something that was lighter than water. That's how they did it. By fucking trial and error, man. They started with a log. Well, that wasn't good enough. Let's put 2 logs together. Ah, that's better. Let's put a bunch of them together. Great. Now let's put some fucking animals on it. Oh shit, it's starting to sink. Let's do something better. What can we do? What if we take this log and hollow it out? Or hey, what about this hollow log? Does that work? Oh shit. That works. It's just like the acorn cap that I put in the water and it floated. Yeah, trial and error, dumb fuck. That's how they did it. That's how technology works, trial and error.
Using Archimedes' principle, yeah, which they didn't know at the time, but it's based on gravity. Anyway, I'm going to quickly.
So wait. So what?
Show...
Wait. It wasn't based on gravity because gravity
I'm going to
wasn't
show my screen
postulated.
first. I'm going to show my screen.
It doesn't matter when gravity was postulated, dipshit. I mean, it doesn't matter when it was postulated. It's always existed. Jesus Christ. Did you think that we willed it into existence through thought? Oh, it postulated. Oh, now it exists. How could they postulate it if it didn't fucking exist already? You dumb motherfucker. Jesus Christ, he's stupid.
I have to ask. No, I'm still on my point. I'm still on my point.
I'm showing my screen.
All right, hold on, FLATZOID. Just to be fair, we're just gonna let.
Making my point with.
All right, sure. If
with
he's making your point
well
for
done.
you, then let's let him explain.
Now this is capillary action for sure.
Yeah. So, whoa! Look at all this.
Yeah.
It's really all
So maybe I was right about the other one.
finding its level and being exactly the same, isn't it? Oh, they're all
that.
exactly the same horizontal.
that.
Oh, really?
second,
Oh dear, Flat.
You didn't listen to what I just said.
FLATZOID, your point is entirely.
That's water at rest, dude. That is liquid at rest. It's at rest. It's not, doesn't find its own level, does it?
Moot.
What do they call that? You know, when you stick a as for instance this cloth, and I stick it in water, and the water climbs up this cloth. What do they call
It was just on the screen. Did you not read it?
that again?
A waste of a cloth.
All right, I think
Anyway,
our timer just got to the end, so I think what we should do is maybe get into our super chats because it does seem like we've unpacked quite a bit here, and you guys are having some trouble. It seems getting into a natural flow there. There's a couple mic issues as well. I'm not sure what you're using for a mic this evening there, FTFE, but it is cutting out whenever anybody else talks.
For some reason, whenever I'm using Zoom, and I've got no weird settings or anything, but whenever I am using Zoom, it's like it prioritizes everyone else's audio over mine, and I don't know how to change that. There's literally nothing with my settings to make that happen.
And that's the issue I have with StreamYard. My StreamYard, I can't set my original mic. It always wants to set my.
I mean, I didn't think Craig's setup was that bad. I mean, yeah. So Zoom's fucking with him.
Camera mic. I can't set it.
I can change the mic and everything, but no matter what mic I use, if I'm talking and someone else talks, it will just completely cut my mic out. It makes it sound like there's a massive delay when there isn't. But thing is, FLATZOID and I, we've got a history. We can get quite excited when we're talking to each other, but it's all in the spirit of the debate. All right, so don't think there's any harsh blood here. FLATZOID, he's just a dick and he knows it, right?
We're just gonna swear each other offline. It's fine.
We're all a bunch of dicks here. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody you see on screen, right? We're all just terrible. No.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
when FLATZOID's got on a bucket of 11 frames, it's always going to be hard.
Oh my. Okay. So, yeah, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Obviously, we don't think at Modern Day Debate anybody here is a dick. We think you guys are great, and thank you so much for coming out. This
What do you
Bill
mean?
of Date time.
I'm a dick.
All right, fine.
Please.
Self-proclaimed glorified penis head over there. Okay, let's get into your chats, everybody, and thank you so much for your everybody. You know, we got a very active live chat right now. Let's see. The poll is still sitting at the same numbers as earlier: 55, 25, and 20. You know, I'm not seeing. I'm too much more love
I want to check the temperature of South Africa.
for that loaf of bread. So. I think that might have capped out on our trolls of.
There's too much calories in that bread. That's why.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, temperature in South Africa.
It's 64 degrees in Johannesburg right now.
What is that in Echo? What is 64 degrees? Oh. Oh, 64. Jesus. And he's sweating?
Guys. All right, we're gonna ask you a question.
So you look warm.
What the fuck? 64 and he's sweating.
All right.
Sorry?
You not got any AC over there? You look really warm.
I do, but I got to get a remote for it. The children decided to play cricket with it, so.
Oh, darn.
60,
Goodbye to
it's
that,
64.
right? All right, let's get into it, guys. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, keep the super chats coming in. We got all kinds. Jiffy Jiffwald says the moon landing was faked. It was filmed on FTFE's forehead. Oh, no. These are going to be objective.
Well, let's be clear. It's a 5 head, right? Actually, but FLATZOID is worse. But here's the thing, right? People are like, oh, you're going bold. I've had this hairline exactly the same since I was like 13 years old. This is just what it is. It's never going anywhere, but I've been like this since I was 13. So you can imagine how many people called me a sniper's dream.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. Gourdzilla 37 says FLATZOID already won. So this was pretty early in the debate when this came in. Says not one single testable, repeatable proof of globe. Period. If you want to find proof, use physics for spin, geometry for shape. Go on. What's another 10 years of waiting?
Okay, that was a lot of words, but I literally showed experiments showing the rotation of the Earth and measurements of the curvature of the Earth. So I'm not really sure what he's on about, to be fair. Maybe he was watching a different debate. Maybe he had the tab closed or something. I'm not sure. Possible hallucinations, but thanks for the super chat and supporting Modern Day Debate.
Heck yeah, we love that. Let's see here. Did you have anything to respond with there, Flats, or you want to just carry in to the next one?
Yeah, there's a reason why we didn't get onto that, because we would have been here for another 10 hours.
Hey, all the more reason to get together for another discussion, right? All right, Screwy Louie, always being screwy in our live chat, says, for FLATZOID, what's the motive for the deception? So he's saying that there's an agenda behind what you're doing, is what Screwy Louie's putting down.
Well, I can't divine anyone's motives, but based on my own belief system, as the Bible says, we fight against principalities and dark powers, and therefore it's
Principalities and dark powers?
Satan's playing realm.
So, yeah.
All right. Anything to say in response to their FTFE before we go to the next one?
No, that's beyond my pay grade.
Okay.
I mean, what a dumb thing to say.
All right, here. I'm just going to set our timer here for another 30 minutes. So we'll try to whip through one.
I found a good use for the can't twist clamp I printed. I'm going to use that. It's got cutouts for rods for cylindrical objects. I'm going to use that to hold this shaft in one orientation, because it's easier to do that than to hold it by hand and make sure it, I hit the But yeah, that works.
Around there, and then I'll check in with you guys again. So FLATZOID stepped out for a second, so if you need to step out there, FTFE, grab yourself a drink or
That helped pretty good.
get yourself some more bling, whatever you want to do.
Right on.
You just want to
Oh, I'm just becoming Witsit on the channel quite often. I thought, people are used to seeing Witsit on the channel, so I just thought I'd oblige for them. Look,
What
King
the
Slurp.
fuck?
I thought he brought the trophy out, so let's just say go for the win.
Fuck.
I mean, I guess it's fair. I think Witsit would probably find good favor with this. He puts on the glasses all the time, and it's just like, and if the world was a globe, so I don't think he'd object to your.
That hole's pretty
behaviors.
good.
I don't know, Witsit. You can let us know. I think that's what you had said you're doing there, but let's carry.
I'd like to get some like carbon fiber nylon and print about 5 more of these. Print about 6 of them.
Into it. Let's see. Megan Marie to both. Will you accept the results of the final experiment if it disproves your side? Solid
Probably for both of us.
100%.
Yeah.
Quite clearly that if we do not see the things that we predict to see based on the globe during the final experiment, then my channel becomes Fight the Globe Earth. I join Globebusters, and I go and find my physics teachers and ask why they lied to me. I am absolutely 100% confident that we will see exactly what the globe predicts us to see.
Yep.
All right,
Me
and
too.
your thoughts on that, FLATZOID?
First of all, I don't think we will see a 24-hour sun. It doesn't matter if we do or not. The only thing it will show that I have to say, yes, we do see a sun. But will it debunk a flat Earth? Nope, because it's a false dichotomy. It doesn't debunk a flat Earth at all. Therefore, it's a waste of money.
There you
Well, I
go.
am looking for
Total
people-
denial.
So you still hold the position that you don't think you're going to... So, do you mind if I just ask a quick question to FLATZOID there, if that's all right?
Sure thing.
So are you still holding the position that you don't think they're going to see the 24-hour sun down there?
Yeah, that's what I believe. I think there'll be daylight, but not the sun itself for 24 hours. But that's the only thing that will show me wrong if they see the sun or not. But according to Flat Earth or not, it doesn't debunk.
And are you saying that based on your vision of a model of the flat Earth and where you think the sun would be, or what are you basing your doubt that they're going to actually see the sun for 24 hours on?
Because I haven't really seen anything that shows it to be there other than edited footage. And it's odd that, for instance, even Union Glacier, that's
Edited footage. That's a fucking choice. It's fucking based for him to say that.
putting this up, couldn't have just done it themselves all these years.
He is hypocritically based.
Okay, but I mean, there is lots of videos that are unedited.
And it's usually edited.
Okay, all right.
Well, I
There's a 5-day one that's unedited.
was going to say, just before we move into the next super chat, that if anybody is watching who usually likes to debate this subject, I am interested in getting a before and after debate set up regarding this situation of the final experiment. So firstly, to have a debate whether... I don't know. I honestly, I would like to talk to some of our speakers and see how they would like to do an initial preliminary debate, whether that they think that there's some issues or some shenaniganery going on, if you will, with what's been pitched or any of it.
Did they? Are you serious? Aid? On his stream last night, they claimed... Here, this is for you, Mike. On his stream last night, they failed... that they claim... Toon will pocket the money he's raised. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking sick.
Any of the objections that somebody
See, they're dishonest. So they think other people would be just as dishonest as them.
might levy, and then to have a debate after this is said and done and see where everybody's at. I think that
No, MC Toon has the money.
would be interesting. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. LJ asks a question. If we weren't ever taught the globe religion, what would lead you to believe we live on a spinning space ball with curved seawater? Explain in detail.
The fact that all observations suggest that we live on something that is rotating. The physics that we see in the world suggests that we're on something that is rotating. The things we see in the distance being the way they are suggest that we're on something with a curve. As a sailor, been out at sea and seen massive aircraft carriers, disappear bottom first over the horizon in a very clear way. All of my ability to discern the world that I have would suggest to me that the Earth is a globe that is rotating.
For me, I'd be totally opposite. I was a glober all my life because I was taught that. There's a reason why I'm a flat earther today, because I don't observe movement, I don't observe curve, I don't observe half the things the globe claims. So therefore, no, I don't think I would ever be a glober if no one ever taught it to me.
So you ignore why we've explained why you don't see it or feel it.
Last thoughts there, Craig, before we move on.
He's a flat earther because some dipshit told him that the Bible says the earth is flat. That's why he's a flat earther.
Yeah, basically this argument I hear quite a lot.
I mean, he was already religious.
If you weren't taught it, then you would not think it's. So basically, they're saying if I was stupid, I would think the Earth is flat. Cool. All right, then we'll go with that.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. If you've been completely uneducated, you think the Earth is flat.
Okay. All right, Ryan Beachman
Absolutely.
says, statistics show flat earthers.
Way to say that.
Went so high. Statistics show flat earthers grow out of their delusions. Your turn, Flatzoid. Time to grow up and find a new hobby.
There you go.
We're not being very polite.
Oh, shame.
But, we're used to that. We got Screwy Louie coming up.
Yeah, I mean, grow the fuck up, man. The Earth isn't flat. Fucking get with the program.
My response to that is, if you see the truth, why would you go back to a lie?
But you lie 24/7, Flatzoid. You lie at least 100 times during each one of your live streams.
All right, let's move into the next one. Actually, I will ask, just to remind our audience, what would be if you had to pick your favorite hobby? If you had to,
my favorite hobby.
Bee's knees.
I think it changes through the years, though. At a stage, it was airbrushing. At a stage, building body kits on cars, doing engines up.
My favorite hobby is machining or weaving.
At this moment, I enjoy what I do here.
Awesome.
Talking about things I love.
Awesome. It's always good to remind the audience that people are more than just what they see on screen. What have you been up to, FTFE? What's getting your goat lately?
I mean, I'm always a massive nerd. Star Trek is life for me. But hobby-wise, cool. My wife and I play a lot of video games together. But at the moment, my main hobby is going to the gym, to be honestly, and trying to improve my body because it got so wrecked during my formative years. I've got a lot of injuries and stuff, and my mental health suffered greatly. And when I started losing weight a couple of years ago and going to the gym and doing some serious physio, I became extremely addicted to it. And my favorite thing every day is getting up first thing and going to the gym. I fucking love it. Nice.
Well, that's great. We'll move into the next one. Everybody knows what I like to do. I like to rock out. And obviously, I like to wash my hands for 20 minutes because they, I've been dealing with my harvest that everybody saw thanks to FTFE. It was a good harvest. All right.
I'm so sorry. Brian, I am genuinely so sorry for that. I didn't realize I shared the wrong screen.
I thought it was funny.
And the funny thing is you spoke about it before the stream as well. I was like...
We did too. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Anyway, so Screwy Louie says, Flatzoid, if the Earth were a rotating globe as described, please describe what you would expect to see and experience.
Planes flying backwards.
I think I got enough. I'm going to try it.
I can show you a long-range sniper shot at 4 miles recently that they did 2 years ago, and they never accounted for Coriolis, so...
That's bullshit.
They missed 56 times.
That's complete bullshit.
Yeah, it's a far distance.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, if they took Coriolis into account, they probably wouldn't have missed 56 times.
That's how long-range shooting does. You take a grouping and then you correct from there. There's no such thing as correcting for Coriolis, because it would work out to 15.3 meters of correction, which would be a lot of MOA. You wouldn't even see the target.
I have a list of 36 videos of long-range shooters showing how they take Coriolis into account. Anyone can contact
And
me
then
for
ask
that.
them how they do it, and then they say, I don't know.
No, they do. They've got corrections they do based on their position. They do like a gadget
Sorry,
which
you're
helps them.
talking about a Kestrel ballistics meter.
Several different ways, but yes,
Which
they take
uses
Coriolis.
longitude and longitude.
Yeah, and the
Which gives
Coriolis.
like a 0.00001% of a change.
What? Did he say longitude and longitude? He did. He fucking did.
Corrections they do based on their position. They do like a gadget
Sorry,
which
you're
helps them.
talking about a Kestrel ballistics meter.
Several different ways, but yes,
Which
they take
uses
Coriolis.
longitude and longitude.
Longitude and longitude.
Yeah, and the
Gives
Coriolis.
like a 0.00001% of a change. Okay.
I love
Which
it.
they don't use. The biggest
They do. I have it.
the biggest variable is always wind and drop.
Longitude
All right,
and
let's go to the next one there,
longitude.
fellas. Thanks for chiming in and bouncing that. Vipe asks, FLATZOID, are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December? So if the sun is in the
we already
sky,
answered this.
yeah,
I think we already answered this. Won't debunk a flat Earth. So
yeah, okay. I think that's clear there, Vipe. So everybody, I think, is on board with
I
that
won't
whole
accept any evidence.
dealio on screen.
I won't
So
accept
LJ
any
asks,
evidence.
why don't we have the remains of
Because
any
I'm
asteroids
a cult
ever?
member.
We do. That's a really odd question because you can literally just search remains of asteroids and there's many of them. There was one earlier this year found in a backyard in California after some windows shattered when it came in. The Russian meteor from about 4 years ago that caused an entire city's windows to shatter. There was about 6 different pieces picked up from that. This is just a question from ignorance. Whether you believe in meteors from space or not is irrelevant here. But I think even FLATZOID could agree with me. What is claimed to be meteors, there is plenty examples of them, right?
I can only say based you can see things in the sky, but claim it's from space. No.
But my point is, that there is like in museums and stuff that there's like, oh, this is a meteor. Whether you agree that it is. Or if you've never seen it, that's fine. But you can search and find there is lots of examples of meteors and bits left over. It's usually the core because as the meteor enters the atmosphere, the heat and pressure tends to cause it to explode. And what you get left with is like the hard core element, which wouldn't explode as well. But yeah, no, it's an odd question, to be honest.
You got it. Let's carry into the next one. And Nathan Johnson asks if we can have a new poll. So let me just go over our poll results, and I'm going to close it out. So we got an extra point up here on flat and on a loaf of bread. So when I close the poll out, it's going to be 53% voted for a globe, 26% have voted for flat, and then we got 21% voted for a loaf of bread. So you guys are trolls of the modern day debate chat today. We appreciate everybody though in the live chat. You guys are having
Loaf
fun.
of
We
bread.
appreciate that. Hit the like button if you haven't already. There's over 700 people that can participate in the poll, but not as many on the like button. So yeah, definitely if you're hanging out at modern day debate, hit that like button and
I think
let's
you would
get
have
this
got.
new chat.
I think you would have got more if you said it was toast and not just bread.
People like toast more, I guess.
I mean, come on, what genius? Seriously, what genius got bread and was like, you know what? Let's cook this again.
No.
Like,
No, you
Toast
see, there's a
rocks,
guy,
man.
he put it in the oven and then his wife came by and he forgot about the bread and later found it. Oh, this is quite interesting texture.
Toast rocks.
Well, I was going to say, I
Gee,
thought it was a
that-
mold. I thought it was a
so
mold
much.
thing. Isn't that the actual history of toast? Is that it was to try to combat certain types of mold? I don't know. You can.
I don't know, but whoever came up with the idea of
Actually,
cooking bread again, I shake your hand, sir.
No worries.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that it was discovered majoritively just to try to prevent people from getting, infections and stuff. But, let's carry into the next one. Megan Marie, the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge? How do I-
Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain.
Sorry, okay, it's how it's supposed to be. Pontchartrain Bridge in New Orleans disproves the flat Earth. Sorry for butchering
Actually,
that,
it
Megan.
disproves the globe. It's too small to have the claimed curve. He's talking about Soundly's observation, which can be explained using foreshortening and the right angle to give a very small radius for your Earth, by the way. It kind of brings your radius to I think 30% of what it's supposed to be.
Nah.
If you
doesn't.
check Walter Bisland's page, he has compared the pictures that Soundly took to what we would expect on the globe, and they match up. So it's just a case of testing predictions. When you're seeing something from a certain angle, you get what's called forced perspective, something further in the distance, takes up less pixels on the screen. That's why it seems to be so short, but it's not the reason that makes it curve. Soundly did a live stream where people controlled the camera going up and down and everything, and you could see clearly that it was curved from every angle. So it actually matches the predictions of a curved globe.
And you can take a 2x4 and put it at the right angle and make it look curved. Yeah.
If it's curved.
No.
Yes, I've done it.
If
For
it's
people
curved.
in my channel, if
If it's curved.
you want to know.
All right, I'm getting.
If it has some bow to it. I mean, that's why when you lay down a floor joist, you lay it crown up so that you're putting pressure on it all the time so it won't squeak. Hey, Scott. So what you do is you look at it on the end and you can see whether it's crowned. You lay all your lumber crown up. I mean, that's just simple shit, man.
That poll up in the live chat. Just bear with me there, guys. So it's which.
But if you've got a straight fucking piece of lumber, that won't do anything. You can't tell. You absolutely cannot fucking tell if you've got a straight piece of lumber because you can flip it on either end, on either side. You will not see curvature to it.
Which speaker do you find the most compelling? FLATZOID, FTFE, Ryan. I need love too. And lastly, the voices in my head. So we'll put that in the old live chat there for you guys.
Oh,
There you go. And yeah, let's carry into the next chat. Let's see. Just having fun with that one, guys. We'll just see who's hanging out in our audience and having fun with us as well. So JSS Tiger says, FLATZOID, since you acknowledge geodetic surveying uses a different definition of level, why didn't you use that definition in your intro?
Because I'm going on what we can observe. You don't observe geodetic surveying. They use planar surveying measurements and then calculate the ellipsoidal model into it.
We don't observe geodetic surveying. What the fuck does that even mean?
To get the desired result, and it's over 150 square miles. So nobody does observations over 150 square miles, by the way. All surveying, especially construction, is based on planar surveying, which means it has to stick with level definition of horizontal and perpendiculars reaching all plumbs.
Any thoughts on
yeah. All I got from that is that all geodetic surveyors are actually vampires because you can't see them.
Oh,
Well, you said you can't observe geodetic surveyors, so I guess they're vampires, maybe? I don't know. They look in the mirror.
Wait, no. You can show me an observation of over 150 miles for geodetic surveying if you want to. Good luck.
No, you said you can't observe geodetic surveyors. So I mean,
No, you can't
maybe
do an
I'm not sure.
observation. You can't do an observation for it. So they take planar surveying measurements and calculate the
I can't observe a geodetic surveyor.
WGS84 or Clarkson ellipsoidal model into it. That's what I'm saying.
all right, let's ask the next
So
question
I can't.
here.
No.
That's my closing statement to me.
Nope.
No worries. Let's get into the next question there. Mr. Jingles says, FLATZOID, is the Black Sea still at mean sea level?
No. Never claimed it was. I was just making a point of water at rest. That's all.
Not rest though.
All right. Why does it got to be mean sea level? Why can't it be happy sea level? All right.
Because
Thunder-
mean sea
Yeah.
level is based on an average which
Happy
shows
level.
the Earth to be flat.
Happy
So
sea
that's the
sea
next
level.
question. Thunderstorm says, for flat Earth, does the flat Earth ocean and atmosphere change shape slightly season to season?
I'm going for
There's
it, guys.
always variations in sea. The sea tides, we got weather that changes it. There's always variables. So I don't know why there wouldn't be tides and bulges and movements of water based on seasons either. If you want, I have an actual demonstration showing the movements of water in a fish tank on my channel as well. So you're able to go see an actual demonstration of hydrostatics and flow of water due to thermodynamic properties.
You got it.
Thanks, gravity.
Let's
No
carry into
gravity
this one.
involved.
All I heard was harm.
Thanks, guys. Gourdzilla says, "Lol, level is curved," in quotes, and the Globers rejoice in their win. Lol, Star Trek is real, guys. One last laugh out loud. All right, so
Shout out to Gord.
I don't care what you say about me. I will not have you talk bad of Star Trek. Okay?
oh, he's one of those
No.
Trekkies. Oh no!
Wait.
No,
Wait.
no, I'm kidding, Chris.
Should I do it this way and piss you even more off? May the force be with you.
Always.
Get out!
Yeah.
If anyone wants to see me be a nerd, every Friday on Top Hats Off, I play Commander Terrence Shelby, the chief engineer of USS Lexington.
No, if you want to piss them off, you can say, may the force be with you.
There you go.
That's combining both of them.
Because I've seen this a lot where the guys claim they're Star Wars fans and they're like, beam me up, Scotty. I'm like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that hurts. Let's just carry into the next one. Ryan Beacom says, statistics show flat earthers. Oh, this we already had. Sorry, Ryan.
Beam me up, Han Solo.
I'm going to move to the next one. Screwy Louie, FLATZOID. If the Earth was a rotating globe as described, please describe what you would expect to see and experience.
You already read that
we're
one?
onto this as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
did we? Oh, sorry. Yeah, some of them are very similar. Sorry. Just scrolling around. Thanks, Mr. Jingles, for that one. Mr. Jingles says, why can't Christians agree on the shape of Earth?
Well, it's for everybody's interpretation as they want.
It's because, according to Whitsitt, it's because God had made it so that no one can understand it.
I do say as well, it is not a salvation issue. If you're a Christian, you believe a globe, good on you. As for me, I take what the Bible says, and it definitely describes a flat Earth cosmology. And, well, it's up to them to decide what they want to believe.
So despite measurements and observations and video from space, you think the Bible's correct. That's called being an occult. Real Christians aren't like that, man. Just cultish flat earth Christians are.
Yeah, but it also says the Earth's both a circle and a square. So, I mean,
It
hey.
doesn't say square. And it says circle, which is encompassing, which means flat.
I guess, but how else can you have four corners without it being,
Cardinal directions. It's a cardinal direction.
Doesn't say
They didn't know about cardinal directions, man, back then.
that. It says corners.
It does. Cardinal directions. Four corners is cardinal directions.
All right.
Northeast, southwest.
Okay, well, let's carry into the next one there, guys. We're moving right on through. I totally forgot to set the timer. That's okay.
Well, speaking
We
of
are
that,
moving through pretty good, though.
I just want to say, before we do on, I would love to have a biblical cosmology with whoever wants to debate on that sometime. I think that would be quite cool.
Hey, you heard it in the live chat. You can reach out to me or James. Most of you know how to get a hold of us at this point, so we're just going to carry into the next one. Aaron Armstrong says, 2 days ago, you and 3 other members of your panel agreed that the world would be a better place now if a certain dictator had gotten rid of more juice. How does that align with your strong Christian faith?
That is a lie. I never agreed to that.
That's quite the super chat, boys.
That's quite an actually, it's quite an accusation. And by
Yeah, we've seen your live streams.
the way, Aaron Armstrong, you better stop. The guy's so obsessed with me, he stalks me. He even sent me an email of my wife and child and said cute, which was based on a profile that was private. So that's the kind of guy that just commented that, by the way.
Oh, that's kind of creepy. Not gonna lie. Allegedly. I'm not saying anything. If all that's true. Eee. All right. So the grumpy old mechanic, FLATZOID. When do you plan to take 500 from me for a couple hours reading abstracts? Not sure if you know who the grumpy old mechanic is.
He knows.
Okay, and I'm going to say to the grumpy again that I've been saying for months now. Yes, I'm going to do it online if you do so. What does he do? He ignores me and just says the same troll argument over and over. So I just ignore him.
All right. Vipe asks another question. FLATZOID, what do you think of the new hit song, Optical Not Physical? Don't lie, I know you've heard it. What's this now?
What?
Apparently there's a song called
don't know.
Optical Not Physical. They think that you've listened to it and have an opinion.
Maybe if I hear it again, then maybe I've heard it. I don't know, but it doesn't ring a bell.
All right. Well, we won't play it here because I don't know if that's copyright, and it's not on
It's
brand.
definitely not copyrighted.
It's not on
See
brand.
my
though,
stream
so
yesterday, guys.
I was gonna say, don't you dare. Okay, I know what you sometimes do. You, all right, Aaron Armstrong.
I mean, it's
all right,
literally. I
another
can't play it right
question.
now, but
I hope that it's okay to answer these questions despite that. So it says, FLATZOID, you agreed the sun was a giant sphere 4 days ago. Why the sun but not the Earth?
Because we can see the sun as a sphere based on its light, divergent light.
And we can see that the Earth is a sphere from space.
The Earth we don't observe as a sphere.
Any other thoughts on the up there, or do you want to carry in to the next one? Nope.
No,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. No worries.
I
All
mean-
right. Let's carry into the next super chat. We do have probably about 15 or so to go, maybe a bit more. So let's try to get through them. Gordzilla asks, if only empty hubris without a single testable, repeatable proof was all you needed to prove your claims, Globers would have ended this years ago. Yet here we are, still without one.
well, no. The thing is, we prove it every day. You guys have this magical ability of nuh-uh, which in your crazy world disproves the things we say. You know, it's incredible that you think going nuh-uh at reality, physics, experiments, and everything we show you is any kind of argument. But, you know, that's why you sat at the back of the classroom sniffing the glue and eating the crayons instead of doing the work.
All right, let's ask the next one. Mr. Sean,
Yeah.
Flurfs are bold when they say
Absolutely.
Globers don't have a working model, even though Flurfs still can't explain sunsets. Did you want to bite
That's
on
an
that one?
outright lie. Of course, we can explain sunsets. We've explained it and demonstrated many times.
No,
based on
you
what we
haven't.
call optical phenomena. So
Just lifts
that's
its leg,
an out-
the sun
that's
goes
outright-
underneath.
No,
All right.
nobody says the sun goes underneath.
Past the elephant's legs then, if the elephant doesn't lift its leg up. I mean, there's 4 elephants on top of the turtle, so the sun has to go past the elephant's legs. So how did the elephant doesn't move their leg?
There is no such thing as yet strawman modular bushing, man.
All right, let's ask the next question. I just want to ask too, just to Flatzoid right quick. Is the term flurf like not polite? I just wanna
love
make
it.
sure. Okay, I just wanted to make
I
sure.
love the term
wasn't
flurf.
sure.
I open my stream every night with Yo Flurfs.
Okay,
'cause
no
we make
worries.
flurf cool.
Yes, because you have no sense of self-awareness.
Okay, no worries. I just wasn't sure.
You telling me
There's sometimes
a lie?
terms I read and I'm like,
Good picture of it.
Yes,
not cool.
yes, that's a strawman lie model. That's based on
You know
Eastern
it's-
mythology.
No, you know that's from the Discworld books by Terry Pratchett, right?
That's based on
All hail the great Atuin.
Eastern mythology that is
Twin.
using strawman in space.
Great addition.
There,
It's
do you
it's
wait? I
from-
just want to ask you: don't you think it's
from funny-
ridiculous that anybody would think a giant flying turtle in space with elephants on its back holding a disc would not be ridiculous to anyone?
It's as ridiculous as flat Earth.
It's turtles all the way down, man.
All right,
Well,
next
it's
one.
a strawman.
It's from a
No one believes
sorry,
that.
it's from the Discworld book. It's funny. The great city of Ankh-Morpork, where the wizards are the, oh my goodness.
Okay, let's get to the next one. It's just,
Not funny to me.
Wizards, what are you going into there?
Not funny to me.
All right, FTFE, thanks. Icy Spin.
30 odd books that you need to read, FLATZOID. Start with The Color of Magic.
Oh, I see. You're
Again, that's a
referencing-
strawman. This is not what flat earthers believe. That's why I say it's not funny.
Okay.
No, that's what Discworlders believe.
Let's carry into the next one. Yes.
R/.
Let's try to be polite. Icy Spin.
Wow.
On flat Earth, must the sun change size throughout the day?
Yes, we do see it in reality. It changes
No,
size.
we don't.
We see optical
No, we don't.
phenomena. Even with a solar filter, I can show you the sun changing size.
No, you can't.
Any thoughts on the other side? Or you want to carry on?
Not throughout the day.
All right, let's carry
I
on.
know. I'm.
You're a liar, Flatzoid.
Oh,
What a
I'm
pathetic
not sure if you want to
liar.
respond there, Craig, or if you wanted to move on.
I actually didn't hear. Sorry, I was sidetracked. I saw someone shiny. I was distracted.
Oh, okay, squirrel. I got you. Variety
Squirrel.
Tube. Chan says, flat Earth. If gas pressure requires a container, then what accounts for the pressure differential when I seal a container at a sea level and open it on a mountain peak and hear gas escape?
That's an incoherent sentence. First of all, it's like taking a bag of
No, that's a very good sentence.
chips in your car and then driving up a mountain and it expands. That because gas expands when it seeks lower pressure, high to low. It's just thermodynamics.
I'm thinking about taking this zinc plated or galvanized DMT pipe. I think it's galvanized, and sanding it down and nickel plating it, getting a PVC pipe a little longer than it, and because I'd really like it to be nickel plated.
Any thoughts on the other side?
Yeah, I think he was asking you to basically explain why the gradient exists.
Oh, that's simple. Many
And you're
variables.
just going to say,
Heat, temperature, pressure, and volume.
All right, let's get to
Yeah,
the next
no.
one. Oh, you want to respond? Sorry, there must be a delay.
No, it's fine. I'm okay. Cool.
Okay, I'm just checking. All right, sorry about that. There must be a delay, like I said, because it does seem like you're coming in just a little bit after. JSS Tiger says, what is FLATZOID's prediction for the final experiment, and will he apologize to everyone if it proves the globe? I think we did discuss this one already. This was asked earlier, but if you want to just like sum right quick what you'd said, and we'll just move to the next one.
See, he says observable, but he won't trust observations when it goes against his cult-like religion. Right? They're just going to bring back observations, man. They'll probably live stream observations, and but you won't accept those, will you?
Yeah, it's not
Just the only observation you'll trust is looking at the ocean.
going to disprove or prove a flat Earth, but it does have one good positive thing about it. It does get people to know about the flat Earth, which is probably the opposite of what Will Duffy really wants.
All right. Aaron Armstrong says, FLATZOID, what does Jesus think about you calling an autistic man the C word several times? Not sure if we need to entertain this.
What does Jesus think about a person that's obsessed talker that won't leave someone alone?
All right. So yeah, let's just get into the next one. So sorry, but yeah, it seems like there's maybe a
What aboutism?
little too much bad blood there. So let's carry into.
Yeah, I would appreciate if we don't read that guy's name anymore, because I have actually had to contact the authorities in Australia to figure out if there's something I can do. And I said the only thing I can do for now is just mute the guy and ignore him. But he keeps popping up everywhere to stalk me.
All right.
This is what Flat Earth gets you guys.
But you're just so stalkable.
Right. Well, I would encourage, everybody, if you're hanging out in our live chat or if you're hanging out in other spaces, definitely, if you want to engage with what people think, there's avenues in which you can do that. But don't harass people. Like, it's not cool. Don't bully people.
Please don't. Anyone on my side that I make fun of flat earthers and everything all the time, but don't ever take my videos and then contact the people and harass them and everything. That you've seen the kind of messages that I've got, death threats and everything. It's not cool, and it's not something that I would do or I would expect any of my supporters to do. And
I forgot what I was searching for. Now I remember.
Completely stand with FLATZOID against what Aaron Armstrong is doing. Aaron, if he wants you to leave him alone, then just leave him alone. Make a video saying he's stupid or something, but leave him alone, dude.
And unfortunately, your last super chat, it was more of an admission than than anything. So thank you, Aaron.
There we
Armstrong.
go.
You're going to, unfortunately, for yourself, not going to be reading your chats on a FLATZOID debate. Like I said, if you're going to just admit this in the live chat that this is true, that's not cool. So let's carry into the next one. Vipe, FLATZOID, why do you disagree with Newton's laws, especially the second, which accurately predicts motion and is verified through testing?
I don't disagree with Newton's laws of motion. I disagree with the fact that they claim gravity is a force, because that would be classical mechanics, which requires gravity to be a force, even though Einstein superseded it 110 years ago.
No, he didn't.
I am more under the, how can I put it, repeatable, testable, scientific value that RDD
No, you're not.
can show, relative density disequilibrium, not specific gravity, relative density disequilibrium
Yeah,
can be shown scientifically and tested using the displacement ratios, which was based on Archimedes' principle, which I brought up tonight. The issue you guys have when it comes to Newtonian physics and claiming gravity is a force, there is no scientific hypothesis and science to back it up. There is no
Yes, there is. You fucking liar.
experiment showing hypothesis true.
That's
He's a
correct.
fucking liar.
Incorrect.
Don't say Cavendish
You can.
because we've been
So
through this.
your Cavendish is literally a hypothesis test of mass attracting mass, like Newton's laws would. It's literally that. It is a measurement of that predictive thing. It's the hypothesis of mass attracting mass, the prediction of that happening, the experiment designed on that prediction, and the analysis matches all the predictions of Newton's laws holding true in a non-relativistic setting.
Okay. Ryan, would you mind if we can just quickly chat 2 minutes of it? I just need 2 minutes because I just want to ask him what the scientific hypothesis for Cavendish is.
Mass attracting mass.
So the IV is mass attracting mass.
Well, the independent variable would be the distance between masses would affect the force of mass attracting mass.
Okay, so gravity is not the independent variable.
The effect of gravity, what causes gravity, the prediction of gravity, which is Ft equals gm1 m2 over r squared, says that a difference in distance will change the gravitational force. So the hypothesis is that mass attracts mass a rate that is inversely proportional to the distance between them, to the square of the distance between them. That's the hypothesis that you would test with the prediction of, two balls would move towards each other, with the smaller one moving towards the larger one. Then you design an experiment to test that. So it is about the hypothesis of what gravity would show. So the hypothesis is that there is an attractive force between masses that is proportional to both the product of the masses and the inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That is the hypothesis.
So there's more than one variable.
Yeah, you can absolutely have more than one independent variable in a hypothesis. That's no problem.
There we go.
All right.
So first of all, we have to now show that gravity is not the cause, because the cause always has to be independent variable, which is claiming Cavendish is caused by gravity, which he just admitted it isn't.
He is the cause. The
So
attractive force
secondly, he
behind
just
gravity is the
admitted that
cause.
he needs more than one independent variable to make his assumption, which means it's correlation, not causation, therefore not science. That's all I needed, thank you.
You're absolutely completely wrong. You can have more than one independent variable, and the dependent variable is the force created by gravity, which is what the hypothesis is.
No, the independent cause is the dependent. The dependent is the observed phenomena. The
Jesus.
dependent variable,
Which is
what we observe,
the dependent
is
variable is the attractive force between gravity. The torsion twist is the measurement.
Torsion twist. Torsion twist is the
No torsion twist, you dumb fuck.
is the dependent
That's the
variable.
measurement.
So we
That's the
observe
measurement
torsion
of
twist. Wait.
your-
Do we observe torsion
Bamboo
twist, or
web.
do we observe mass attracting mass?
We observe mass attracting mass.
So mass attracting mass, which is your independent variable, is also the dependent variable now.
No, the dependent variable is the attractive force between them, which we measure with a torsion twist.
No, the average calculation is based on multiple variables because gravity cannot cause gravity. That's another.
Oh my fucking lord. This guy, FLATZOID is dumb as shit, man.
There's nothing wrong with independent variable, and I didn't say gravity
Oh, my
causes gravity.
Lord.
That was just another straw man. But I would absolutely love to debate specifically about gravity
Matter,
because it's
hacker.
always hilarious.
All right, let's carry into the next one. We can always, like I say, maybe get a 2v2
There we
lined
go.
up with you and some other peeps. But let's ask the next one. Free Palestine says, try tracing the analemma on a globe. Not sure if I said that right.
19 bucks,
Maintaining Polaris
4
fixed
colors.
above Earth.
Yeah.
Welcome to Flat Earth. Not sure if I said that.
No, it actually works perfectly. The fact that the Earth is tilted at approximately 23.5 degrees and orbits the sun with the tilt staying relative to one direction, relative to the sun, the analemma is what the globe actually predicts. I have in one of my videos mapped it out using the globe, and you get exactly what we see in reality. So the analemma is absolutely zero issue for the globe. To claim it is just ignorance of the globe model and a straw man.
I've got no comment on that.
All right, no worries. I'm just talking to the
Because you're a big dummy head.
the kiddos there. Stephen Jarvis says, "Flats, are Catholics wrong saying Earth is a globe?" So for you there, for you, Flatzoid.
They can believe what they want, but yes, the Earth's definitely not a globe. So by default, yes, wrong, according to me.
All right, next one. Variety Tube Chan says, "Flat Earth." I think, did we maybe ask this one? I'm just going to look up. We're going to go to the next one. I'm just going to check up off. Godzilla says, "What is capillary action?" The title of the pic Craig showed to prove water doesn't always find its level. LOL, Craig. If real, this should be easy and honest.
What is capillary action? Capillary action is a result of surface tension and the cross section of the size of the tube, showing that water won't always find its level. That basically water just acts or reacts to forces upon it. Capillary action creates a specific force that allows water to rise up a tube. So what's he trying to do here? Trying to do a gotcha and wanting me to describe capillary action. It's literally the act of surface tension interacting with the diameter of a tube, making it go up because of pressure. It's good gotcha, dude.
And that is why I asked you, do you know what the word is? And then we closed off because you just debunked your own argument saying capillary action. Thank you very much.
You just
All right,
debunked
next
your
one.
own argument.
Variety Tube Chan.
Jesus Christ, what an
Sorry, did you
idiot.
want to respond there? Or...
Yeah, carry on.
Okay, yeah, we should carry on. There's
No, it's fine.
All right. Flat Earth, this is from Variety Tube Chan. I'm not sure if we asked this already. I might just read it in my head. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. How long has Flat Earth side theorized that gravity is electrostatics? Why haven't you all discovered a levitation system based on electrostatics yet?
Actually, it is called quantum locking, and not everybody agrees with electrostatics as the force for gravity.
Quantum locking? Do you have any fucking idea about quantum locking? Jesus fucking Christ.
First of all, we don't need to replace something that hasn't been scientifically validated, as we just went through. I do ascribe to relative density disequilibrium, and
Because you're a fucking retard.
I think electrostatics has more leeway than gravity as a force does.
Ooh, that's
Any
a,
thoughts over there, Craig? Do you want to carry on?
Yeah, electrostatics
pretty-
is a replacement for gravity. Simply
that's a pretty color. That's a pretty color. I like that.
doesn't work because of, the base of the claim is the downward current of negative charged ions in the atmosphere, which actually dissipates above a few hundred feet, and things still fall. So it just their whole argument just falls apart. It's a ridiculous thing, and just a bunch of cope because they don't like the fact that gravity is real.
$14.
We know gravity is real because as a submariner on the T-class subs, we used it to navigate and avoid underwater mountains. Certainly wasn't done with any kind of relative density disequilibrium or electrostatics. Certainly done with gravity.
They use density, do you know that?
No, it didn't.
All right.
Oh, so it doesn't pick up
Density
density.
field.
It doesn't pick up density deposits. Okay, cool.
All right, next one is from Danny Turner. Craig, do you remember when he said Coriolis is wind?
I do. That was funny.
Yeah.
And it's in my video about him. If anyone would like to know, my new series of Flirts at Idiots launches on the last Thursday of this month.
Be right back.
FLATZOID's in episode 8, so you've probably got a few weeks to wait for that.
Speaking of Flirts to Idiots, about 2 years ago, you claimed refracted hand and you said you've done the demonstration. And it was
No, don't worry, that's all part of
the end. Are we going to get this anytime soon?
The refracted hand thing's in this video, don't worry.
All right.
You know the reason I haven't been producing videos.
Oh, sorry. Seems like he cut off there. But yeah, Mr. Shank has another question coming in here. I think Craig would be more than happy to debate all the flat earthers in the live chat right now, since they all want to make fun of him so much. I'm not sure what angle we're coming at this from.
Quite fun. People like FLATZOID will at least step up and debate me. But there is so many flat earthers that will just insult and mock and say I'm stupid, but lack the kahunas to step in the arena and actually face me. I understand. I have destroyed your little religion so much that at this point it's like punching a puppy. Not just a puppy, but like a toy poodle puppy. It'd be really bad. I get it.
I have to be fair, guys. Based on tonight's poor
They're punching the dogs.
arguments that Craig's brought, I mean,
They're punching the
Tin
cats.
Will probably beat him,
They're
so don't
punching
worry,
the
don't be scared.
pets.
Sorry, I just.
Of the people that live
Blackbird
there.
says you don't need to be scared. Come and debate me. Show that you aren't just a keyboard warrior. Oh, what's that? You are a keyboard warrior. No worries. Carry on with what you're doing.
No worries. I just
sorry.
instantly my brain just I heard
You
the
didn't
voice
miss
of
much.
They're punching the dogs. I just couldn't help it. Sorry about that, FLATZOID. Anyway,
I think this is.
don't do that.
I think this is where I'm gonna be buying my PLA from. I mean, it's $15 a roll. That's about the best deals I've seen.
That's not encouraging anybody. Like whatever you just said.
And they got a lot of
Dumb.
colors.
All right,
Tuna. I
Gourdzilla.
said tin tuna.
No, I was talking. All right, Gourdzilla says you showed text. You complete Muppet. Did you miss the part where I said testable and repeatable? That one's for you.
That's
Who's
probably
that to?
Craig.
That one's for you, Craig.
To you.
Said you showed text.
Yeah, text. So that's how they recorded experiments when there wasn't videos. It doesn't mean it's not testable and repeatable. You can take those measurements that are in the text, and test them, repeat them yourself. So they're absolutely testable and repeatable.
Damn.
Just because it's written down rather than on a YouTube video doesn't mean it's not testable and repeatable. I need to be clear to a lot of flat earthers here. Science isn't only science if it's recorded on video. That's not the criteria for science being science. Video hasn't always been a thing. You could write down results. That's still science. You're a fucking Muppet.
All right, let's carry into the next one. Thank you to both of our speakers for very lively.
I finally got all the filament hangers printed. There's 12 of them.
Debate. We still have quite a few super chats, so if you have any questions, get them in because we are going to be wrapping up here shortly. Gregory06 says, "Great job, FLATZOID. You really had a lot of good points there." Craig, how can you even explain? Oh, I'm just kidding. Craig won hands down. Oh, Gregory, you had us in the first half. You're such a. Anyway. So a Kango 44. That felt like sweeping a rug, Gregory. That was impolite. All right, just playing. Kango 44 says if Craig is going to be Witsit, he needs. We're not going to say that, Kango. That's not polite. Anybody who was in the chat at the time, you can go see what he was referencing.
All right. Catch you later,
But,
Cygnus.
Yeah, that's just let's carry on to the next one. Larry Scott says in planar and geodetic surveying, elevations are the same planar or planar. I'm not sure. Applies to the XY coordinates. Elevations are not part of the planar.
Yeah, that was geodetic.
Just geodetic.
Yeah.
Because you have to ignore the curvature of the Earth to do the small planar surveying.
No, yeah, the geodetic is based off of the measured plane of planar
He
plane.
doesn't
That's
fucking
why they
get
do
it, man.
elevation. They take that slope,
disagree with
they
that
take that slope and incline angle and calculate it as a curve.
He just doesn't fucking understand.
Next one coming in.
All players in the world just like cried a little bit inside.
Okay,
Yeah,
Alejandro
because
Vallejo
The globe
says.
doesn't exist.
Hopefully I said that right. I think it's Alejandro Vallejo. I'm not sure, Valero. Let's just be perfectly clear. If the sun sets on the flat Earth, the Earth could still be a globe. But if it does set, it would completely falsify our current model. Thoughts, Craig? We lost your audio.
Hello, you hear me?
You're back, yeah. You think you changed screens and it shut your audio down
Right.
for a second.
So the question is, if the sun sets, does it falsify flat Earth?
If the sun sets on the flat Earth, the Earth could still be a globe. But if it does set, it would completely falsify our current model. Thoughts, Craig?
Yeah, well, I hold the opinion that if the sun sets, then the Earth can't be flat. But of course, flat earthers don't understand how angles work and disagree with that. So, if sun set, Earth not flat.
No, if sun set, Earth not globe, Craig.
Well, no, we expect it to set on a globe. We wouldn't
Right. So in the adverse, if sun not set, not flat.
No,
expect it
you
to set on
don't.
flat
You
Earth.
expect 24 hours sun for it to be a globe.
Is he talking about the like Antarctica or just in general?
Yes.
Right. Well, if Antarctica, okay, right.
And in reality, if sun set, then not flat.
I didn't understand the question. I didn't realize he was talking about Antarctica. So let me rephrase. Yes, absolutely. If the sun in Antarctica sets when it's not supposed to, it debunks everything we understand about the globe. And for me, the only way that could happen is if maybe the Earth is flat for some reason, or not the shape that we're told. So I have to join Globebusters because we've been lied to. If the sun sets in Antarctica.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll have open invitation at that time, if that's the case. All right. So Mr. Shonk says, okay. So according to flat earthers, oh sorry, we just read that one. I'm just going to scroll down. Slithery says, why can't atheists solve differential equations? Because they don't believe in higher powers. Wah, 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 wah. That's what you
Now,
Ouch.
leave. Don't even get your coat. No, your shoes are just get out. Okay.
You are not invited to our parties any
Yeah,
longer. No, I'm
that's
kidding.
bad.
I'm kidding. We appreciate you joking around in the super chat and just, keeping things fun. We do appreciate that as well. If you just want to, let us know that
Yeah,
you're
that
having a
was
good
that
time,
was
or if you
bad.
like what you're seeing on screen, that's great. I will also remind our audience, we're getting down to our last couple
It was
super
funny.
chats, that both of our speakers are tagged in the description. So if you enjoy what you're hearing from either of these speakers, you can go check them out at their respective spaces there. So let's see here. I see spin. Craig, get FLATZOID's thoughts on my sun size pixel count.
Okay. Do you want me to do that right now? Because it would take a while to show a video.
I'm not sure what this is about, so can you maybe
If you
give
can-
us a summary?
If you
of
can
what's
just send me the link, then I can check it out and do a video on it if you want.
Basically, there's flat earthers claim that the sun changes in angular size as it moves away, but this person basically wrote a Python script to measure the pixels of the size of the sun throughout the day, and there was literally like no variance according to the pixel count. So
Even according to the globe, it should change.
No, not by any more than a few pixels. No, shouldn't.
yeah, the kind
Not throughout the day.
the variance that we expect is there. It goes from like 89 to 92 pixel difference. A difference of 89 between 89 and 92, which would match what we predict, but it doesn't. The variance is that, and not what we would expect if the Earth was flat.
Then there's another thing. Did he take it in different locations? Because different locations give different varying results as well.
Well, this was just on one particular video that some flat earthers have claimed that it shows. I'll pass you the link, and you can.
So, moving the goalpost. Well, did he do it there? Yes. Well, did he do it there? No. Well, see, Earth flat.
Analyze it and
I'll
maybe
check
do a
it out.
video on it.
Yeah, thanks.
So fucking dishonest.
All right, you guys got it. Awesome. So let's see. I'm just gonna scroll.
I mean, basically, with the final experiment, he said there's no evidence that will that will convince me. None.
Scroll down here. Past that one. Godzilla says, no, read that again. For sakes. Craig, not asking you that. I'm sorry, Godzilla. I'm not sure what we're... Do you know what he's saying here, FLATZOID?
Testable. He's asking him for testable, repeatable results, and all Craig is saying, "Trust me, bro." So
No, I showed the testable, repeatable results. He just has to test and repeat them.
All right, Shovelhead Steve is just saying FLATZOID equals poop emoji. Well, thank you, Shovelhead Steve. That's so funny. I did read it,
Love
though.
it.
No,
I gotta clip that.
nobody's going to fault me on that. But
FLATZOID equals poop emoji.
You're not
Hold on, that's-
contributing very much there.
That's
young
not right.
Hold on. I can do that right now.
Not
Repeatable results. He just has to test and repeat them.
All right, Shovelhead Steve is just saying FLATZOID equals poop emoji. Well, thank you, Shovelhead Steve.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
so kind. I didn't read it though. Nobody's gonna fault me on that. But you're not
Hold on, that's-
contributing very much there.
That's not right. To do that, why would you be so mean to poop emojis? That's just not fair.
Oh, Craig, my goodness.
Come on.
Larry Scott says, no, we read that one too. Look at that. We are really getting down on them. Alejandro Valhero says, FLATZOID, congratulations on your new documentary. All right, Shovelhead Steve is just saying FLATZOID equals poop emoji. Well, thank you, Shovelhead.
I'm going to turn that into a sound clip.
Never saw a better example of someone thinking they are redeeming themselves while digging deeper. I think that one's genuine because I think the last one was coming after Craig. You can let us know in the live chat. I'm not sure. Like I say, some of these are backhands, so we can't.
If you want to see the documentary, it is linked in my page.
You guys have made it so hard to.
Wait, did you do
enough?
enough?
I swear.
No, it's
Already
the same.
covered.
Same one.
All right.
Oh,
awesome.
okay. Thank fuck for that. Have another one.
Yeah, a documentary that isn't a documentary that gives you no facts.
I'm coming down too hard on our live chat now. No, we do appreciate a modern day debate. Let's just see where we are at with our with our poll right quick, and then we're gonna ask the last question that was in the chat. So right now, with 45%, we have FTFE, and just shooting up to 28%, we have FLATZOID, and then the voices in my head at 21%, so they don't agree with any of you, and then 6% agree with me, which makes sense.
So Ryan
My-
won. Yeah,
My
well done,
cat.
No, I only got 6%.
My cat.
I definitely did not win, but I don't do the majority of the talking, so that's
I won.
just me fishing for those three people that are like, "Good job, Ryan." I'm like, "I'm trying my best." All right. Godzilla says, "Okay, I did test Craig. Every plumb at the rest everywhere is parallel to the next, and always.
No, it's not.
But it's only limited to reality."
Correct. I can show evidence of diverging plumb bobs, but you'll just go nutter. We measured the fact that plumb bobs actually diverge over distance. But you know, you just ignore it and carry on believing your little fantasy. It's fine. You've never tested it, so don't lie to me.
So diverging plumb bobs, then therefore not level. Cool.
No, because level is matching the curve of the Earth. They diverge the amount we expect with the level curved Earth.
Perpendicular to all plumbs.
Jesus
Last
fucking
question
Christ.
from Godzilla, and then we'll do our closing statements. Give each speaker a minute on the floor to give their thoughts on the discussion, where you can find them. If you want to talk about other debates you want to have, that's fine too. Godzilla says, "Okay, I'll try to clarify, Craig. The pic you showed as proof of water at rest not being level was titled capillary action. That is dishonest of you."
No, it's not. It shows that water doesn't always find its level.
No, that's exactly what he presented. Yeah, it isn't always level at rest.
You do know.
There's
with
nothing
capillary
dishonest
action,
about that.
it's actually it's still seeking level with capillary action. The point is, it wasn't at
No, it's not.
rest.
No, it
But
doesn't.
it is at rest. It's not moving.
No, that's what capillary action
It's
is.
only gone up a certain distance. With the
Capillary
pressure.
action is moving.
Yeah, no, it only
It's not
certain.
rest.
Right, movement till it stops, till it finds its equilibrium, and then it's at rest.
No, capillary action is there's movement caused by capillary action, but once the pressure differential is changed, it is met, then it won't move any further. So the picture I showed with them at different points shows that even water at rest isn't always level. Depends on the forces acting on it.
Are all those horizontals parallel with each other?
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, let's get into our closing statements, because if you guys are going to do the no, yes, no, yes.
He's just dumb, man. He's just dumb, 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 dumb. Incredibly dumb.
I know you are, but what am I? Awesome. We're going to get into those closing statements. Big thank you to both of our speakers here at Modern Day Debate. We do have more debates coming up, so keep an eye out for when we post those up. We are Neutral Debate, hosting debates on science, politics, and religion. We hope everybody does feel welcome and hits the like button. We have 417 still watching here at the end of the debate, and 338 votes in the live chat. So keep those coming in and let us know who you found the most compelling on our panel this evening, or if you just like the voices in your own head, that's fine too. So let's get those closing statements going. So Fight the Flat Earth, you'll have 1 minute on the floor. So thanks for coming. 1 minute, it's all yours.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. The only way you can be a flat earther is if you're ignorant of a bunch of physics. Whatever you think about FLATZOID, he isn't someone that understands physics, and people just need to understand that. I teach physics. I have a degree in physics. I understand physics. So when I talk about physics, I kind of know what I'm talking about. And that's it, really. Flat Earth is just ignorance in personified. I really appreciate you having me on. My channel, FTFE, is currently doing a month-long stream every day challenge. And on the 25th of this month, I will be doing a special stream where I challenge myself to do 1,000 push-ups during the stream. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm probably going to, be in extreme pain. But the point of the stream is that half of the super chats that I get will go to the SAFA military charity, who have helped me and many others when we've needed it after leaving service. So please come and join me then. See me push myself as further than I've ever pushed myself, and support a good cause. Thank you very much.
Right on.
All right, thanks for coming out to Modern Day Debate. Big round of virtual applause for yourself there. So we'll hand it over to FLATZOID. You've got 1 minute on the floor.
Trying to find a picture of me, and I can't find one of me.
Thank you, Craig, even though we don't agree with each other. And I have shown you once again to not understand the physics you claim to know. On screen, we show exactly what he says isn't saying. He says, nah, he has failed to even understand that an independent variable means uno numero. Okay, and what other can I say? If you are interested to chat with me, you can just hit me up, subscribe, and we can have a discussion. I have a lot of discussion debate nights, and I am 100% with Craig on this charity. He's doing the 1,000 push-ups. I wish him more luck. And yeah,
it's a good deal.
Go and support SAFA because they do a lot for people. And then, thanks, Modern Day Debates. And if anybody wants to debate me on biblical cosmology, let me know, or even biblical things like Satan's short season, because I am not a Satan short seasonist. Let me know, and we do this. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you. And yes, once again, a big round of virtual applause for coming out to Modern Day Debate. Thank you, FLATZOID. Thank you, FTFE. We'll definitely get you guys back to have more discussions going forward. But once again, in case after 16 years you did forget how YouTube works, definitely hit that like button. Whether you're watching this here or in other spaces, we appreciate you guys getting this out there, and also participating in the comments section afterwards. It can get pretty heated there too, so keep an eye out on that. We'll be back for more juicy debates, so we'll see y'all later. Thanks again. Bye.
All right. So that was the debate. What do you guys think? I'm trying to find a picture of myself. Because I think these are my photos. I like this picture. That's one of my favorites. Okay. Because I think I can use a program like what you just saw. This thing. This is SSUM to make cookie cutters. Custom cookie cutters. What do you guys think? That's why I'm trying to find a picture of myself. So I can like, and I could probably do pets, do animals, people. A lot of different things. They print quick. Here's my hummingbirds. I don't think I have any porn on here. I know I don't. Oh, there's me. It's not a real good picture. But anyway, just trying to come up with ideas. But so the update on the CNC machine is uh, this is the last part I need to print for it. The next thing is the aluminum plates for the Z-axis, called the Z plate. I need 2 of those, and I can get them for $25 for the pair. They're already machined, drilled, tapped for whatever I need. I mean, they're good. They're nice. I need 5 stepper motors, NEMA 17, I think, stepper motors. 2 lead screws, 2 anti-backlash nuts, 2 adapters. I've got the rails. I've got all the hardware. Everything that's assembled can be assembled. I need the motherboard, the controller, and I think that's it. I think I've got all the wiring I need. I've got all the connectors I need. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got left. I think that's it. Yeah. And after that's gotten, then I can start pumping out stuff for sale. And I wish it could be quicker than Christmas, but I'll catch the Christmas rush next year. But I want to start doing cutting boards. I think they'll sell more than guitar blanks will. Plus, I don't have the money for a guitar blank wood. And I think instead of a acoustic guitar, I'm going to use that wood for electric guitars with the router. I've got 2 neck blanks, which I can make 2 Fender necks or 2 custom necks with it. They're wide enough and they're thick enough. And I can use the walnut and the bird's eye maple that I got for the acoustic guitar and use those as laminate for the top and for the front and back of another guitar, or just a laminate top for 2 guitars. I can do one in bird's eye maple and do one in walnut. So yeah, and I've got the side pieces of walnut that I can use for headstock material for like headstock laminate or something. So yeah, or inlays or whatever. So hey, catch you later, Aid. Yeah, hummingbirds are cool. If I had like just a regular webcam, I'd just have like 3 or 4 or hummingbird feeders and just do like a 24/7 bird cam, hummingbird cam. I really like hummingbirds. But I can't move around enough to get up and change the water and clean them and shit, so they kind of get neglected. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. If you like what you see and you want to support the channel, click on the PayPal link. Drop me some cash. Click the like button regardless. That's free. I know you guys have all subscribed, so I'm not worried about that. But make sure the notification icon is on the solid bell. Sometimes YouTube changes that. They haven't been doing it recently, so maybe they fixed that. So I just wonder why more people don't get notified. And if you'd like to see me do something different, put that in the comments section. I would like to start doing like sovereign citizen stuff and like courtroom dramas and shit like that. I think that'd be kind of cool, just to see that selection of life. They're kind of fun, and like body cam footage and stuff like that. So, but a 3D print of your pubes? No, I won't do that. You can't make me. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. And as always, be seeing you.